Well, hello everyone. Thanks for coming back for session 2. On YouTube, I had to rename the campaign title because I was worried the current title might be problematic. So the current title is now Hell's Heart, which is still fitting because Hell is not quite the same personification of death, but it works in this case. So that was the whole idea of Death's Heart, was to kind of be a personification of death, and if death has a heart, throughout this campaign, because we're going to see some very interesting things, as you've already seen with the Blighthound burrowers. That's such an annoying word to say. So you already saw those guys, but who knows what other horrors lurk underground, which is where we find ourselves. You guys find yourselves today. Does anyone need a recap of last session? Do you remember? First of all, I guess, what do you remember of last session?
Yeah. So we know that there's a tomb. Yeah, there's a tomb that the undead came from to begin with, and they were clearly more than what was actually buried there. So they must be coming from some other place, whether it's another portal, another dimension, or something. But there's more undead which came out of that tomb originally than actually have been. It's been going on for 3 years. There's a section of Ravenhorn that's now called Blighthorn or Blightholm. I can't remember which. And that's the bit that's contaminated. And I think magic's about to come and attack me now. So if you hear a scream, I'm about to get stabbed by some claws. Anyway, and it's been around for 3 years, but in the last month they've started having the burrowers, the undead.
The ones that can come underneath the ward that is kind of like sequestering the half of the town that is contaminated, underground up through the ground. So they're evolving ways to essentially spread the rot blight to other areas, which is crazy. So yeah, there was Raven's End, which is at the far western side of the whole of Ravenhorn. And you guys got information about Arch-Wizard Raven and Arch-Sorcerer Theotla. So the Arch-Wizard and the Arch-Sorcerer, both of whom are missing.
I'm still struggling to pronounce the second one's name. The Raven's easy to remember. The other one, how do you pronounce it again?
It's Theotla. Or Thiola, if you want to. Yeah, Theotla. Yeah. It's spelled like it's pronounced Thiola, but it's actually pronounced Theotla. Right.
My Theola. We also suffered price gouging.
Yeah. Oh yeah, price gouging. Yes, there was a little bit of.
Yep. And we found out she's got some funky magic going on because we have a wand that can detect magic but not dispel it. So both her and I think we suspect the lady of the place, the boss lady, is also probably has some. Yes.
Yeah.
Has some stuff going over her. So, and it wipes out the last year. We found out of the 3 years, at least the gal in the shop, she was missing the latest year of what has transpired due to this sorcery.
Yeah, and you realize it's not enchantment magic that is affecting her. The seer, you discovered it was illusion magic, which is even more sneaky.
And I single-handedly defeated like 4 of those things, if I remember. The burrowers, like I just kind of pot-shotted them all with my magic, as I recall. And then
you might 2 damage with lightning.
Did I actually? Oh, I did connect. Yes, I actually did get 1 shot off during that battle. I do remember. Yes, it's very impressive. Hey, it irritated the heck out of that guy.
Yeah, and then the final thing was
magic's going to start pairing. Stop that.
What a lovely cat.
Carry on. She keeps trying to purr on the microphone. I had to put it on mute for a minute, otherwise you've got being drowned out by her.
It's pretty low. Anyway. I don't think we're going to hear it.
She's quite loud.
The other thing you guys found out is that Katla the cleric and her charge Air, like Air is a battle mage. They kind of work together. They are kind of putting up a defensive ward system that is going to essentially prevent the burrowers from coming up underground into Ravenhorn directly. They can still pop out on the other side of the palisades, but at least they won't be able to burst into people's homes anymore. Or the Longhouse. They haven't reached the tavern. Like, they haven't reached as far. They're progressing, but this is supposed to stop them. So there's that. And then the other thing is there's a bunch of other adventurers that have come and gone, and a few of them have kind of tried to solve the problem on their own or in pairs or something like that, and they've kind of been all scattered throughout the surrounding areas around Ravenhorn.
Yeah, there were about 10, weren't there?
Yeah. I think I said nearly 10 and then said something like 9. And you're like, oh. So there probably might be more, but there could be about a dozen adventurers. Who knows their fates?
Yeah, we were kind of like the bottom of the barrel. We got called in last when everybody else failed. It's like, all right, bring in the B team.
Yep.
Well, yeah, as Ravina explained last time, they wanted to keep the problem contained locally, trying to solve it locally on their own. And then when that didn't work after 3 years, and then when the Archwizard went missing and the Archsorcerer went missing, two of the most powerful magic users, and Archwizard Hafen, who's been researching this Rot Blight for the past 3 years, he has the most information, and he's gone. There's chaos, so people are like, and the leadership needed to reach out elsewhere. So, hence you guys.
Hence us.
Yep.
Yep.
So, after investigating the...
Oh, well, never
that's
mind.
okay. We can, yeah.
Yeah, but you had a list of leads to follow up, didn't it?
Yeah, it's okay. If you ever forget stuff, I'll remind you on that kind of stuff. If you can't find your notes or can't remember, because I have notes, and the notes are pinned in the Discord under the thread. So you can read them all there, and we'll be putting notes there after each session, so you guys can read them whenever you wish. Or reference them during play and stuff like that.
Cool.
So after investigating the Wizard's Tower, after realizing that it's locked up pretty tight with some arcane locks, you guys decided to jump down into the hole that was right beside the tower to either investigate the tunnels for signs of the wizard or other things. But we find ourselves here. If you want to zoom in right in on yourselves, we are now in the tunnels beneath Ravenhorn. These were created, as far as you guys know, by the Blighthound burgers themselves. They kind of created this little network underneath of Blighthorn and is kind of progressing into Ravenhorn. Eventually, it could reach, if it's not stopped, as mentioned before, the Longhouse, which is where most of the remaining residents of Ravenhorn reside. So you guys are in the tunnel. It looks like Valentil is leading, Tinra follow closely behind. You do have a light source. The light cantrip, I believe, was attached to the wand.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a light source.
I cast it on the wand.
Yeah.
So it's 20 feet ahead and 20 feet slightly less bright as well.
Yeah, so you guys have some visibility. And then Arnu has dark vision as well, being a wolf humanoid. By the way, Arnu, I forgot about this, but she's like 7'5", so she's almost scraping the top of these tunnels.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Just in terms of perspective, you can fit two abreast, but the height is between 7 and 10 feet in certain places.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
they're sort of cramped. All right.
Okay.
So we lead to the important question. What would you guys like to do?
All right.
I was going to say, which direction was the tower? Is there like a path in that direction? Check out?
Yeah. So if you ever wanted to get back to the tower, it's kind of this way down here. If you can see that on the map, it's back this way. So you came down over this way, and now you've entered the tunnels.
See. But there's no tunnel in that direction, is there?
No, there's no tunnel in that direction. It seems to stop where the burrower emerged on the surface.
Okay.
Yeah. So you presume that the tunnels exit at different points, kind of down the line, southwards, as you kind of travel along the edge of the ward.
So we're actually moving. If we go forward, we're moving away from the tower.
Yes.
Well, nuts.
Into the danger zone.
Right. And are these tunnels, are they finished? Like, is it like concrete, or we're just talking about dirt above us?
It was excavated by a creature, so it looks very unkempt. Imperfect tunnels. But yeah, the only way to make sure that the cleric Katla can finish her work is to make sure that the tunnels are safe. I will say that while you guys were investigating the tower and talking with the seer, she has been progressing on her ward. So she's already completed a few of them. And so she'll be going to other points. So she could be where you guys started last time with the wards. It's pretty safe to assume that she's made her way back over in that direction. And then she'll be coming in this direction and then probably going to the other one.
Okay.
So basically there's no way to use these tunnels to get into the wizard's tower then?
Not into the wizard's
so far.
tower, but you can definitely see what's been going on underneath the ground.
Well, our nose head scraping the top. How hard would it be to do a little bit of vertical tunnel and perhaps to go just see what's right above us there? Any way we could just hit it with your claws or something? Any way to just go up? Or
right above you is just the surface of the earth, basically. It's just the ground. You haven't traveled far enough to enter the region of the ward yet.
Right.
Right, well.
So far, you haven't...
Forward?
Maybe...
So far, you...
We keep going then, just to see how far it goes.
Yeah. So far, you haven't detected any presence of burrowers yet. And there was only the one you guys saw last time. So, as far as you know, there's not many of them, and you were able to take one out last time as well.
All right.
So
keep going then.
So this whole map is, if you wish to, you can explore some of it or all of it. As you explore, I will reveal as we go what you are seeing. It's a network that is sort of expansive, but it's not ridiculous. It's not like a labyrinth or anything like that. It's just a network of a few tunnels that lead to different directions. Some back up to the surface into Ravenhorn, some up into the surface of Blighthorn, and some going off in other directions. And you guys are free to explore as much of it as you wish, or just retreat and go back out.
We might be able to use the tunnel, mightn't we? So it might be worth just going a bit further and seeing if we can find whereabouts it comes up above ground. Particularly if, say, the undead infest the above ground, we could go down the tunnel. We know where we could come out, so it might be worth mapping it out as a potential escape route.
Unfortunately, it seems that if they're going to gain access, it's going to be through these tunnels. So we might just be walking right smack face into the enemy. But I say we sally forward and kick some arse.
You guys can go stealthy if you like as well. You can go at a bit of a slower pace to navigate the tunnels if you'd want to make the least amount of noise possible.
We've got
Or you
a
can roll.
light as well, so anything will see us coming, won't it?
Yeah,
I
they
might
can
have
see
to
you,
go
but they won't
slowly.
hear you.
Yeah.
Just a bit tight.
All right.
Yeah,
It does
perception
say
is
that you
tied.
can obscure the light.
Yeah, if you're like perception is tied not only to sight, it's also tied to hear it, like sound and smell and that kind of stuff. So you could theoretically, potentially, be quiet enough to not detect them. They could walk on by and not even necessarily see the light. Just to, guys, you guys know, just to remind that it's not always about visual with anything. It's also related to sound and smell, which I feel like is overlooked a lot because a lot of times, from what I've seen, when people ask for a perception check, DMs ask for a perception check.
Okay, we'll saunter.
It's very often with sight, but it's very much still associated with smell and sound as well.
Let's shuffle slowly then.
All right. So I need everyone to make a stealth check, please. This will be just a group stealth check. Ryan was here for the moment. He came back from the tavern, followed you guys down. So I will roll for him just a little bit as well. So you're welcome to use the digital dice if you want, but you're more than welcome to roll your physical dice.
19.
So,
17 for me.
17. And what did
12.
Tinra get? 12.
12. I'm a slacker.
Yes.
That's pretty good. Pretty good average. 15 or 16, so you guys are pretty stealthy. You guys are nice and quiet. Slowly walking your way through the tunnels. And you get around the corner. And now you can see that the tunnels kind of branch off here. They branch off into... Ooh, that's too big of a size. There we go. They kind of branch off into 3 here. So there's the one tunnel here that goes... Here, let me get my ping out here. This one kind of heads south. And then these two kind of head in the direction you're currently going.
The ancient wisdom says right is always right. So my vote is to go left. Sorry. A little old man humor there. I'm good with either way. It looks like there's a rock on the left one. I'm sure that's cosmetic more so than a plot point, but I wouldn't mind steering. Well, actually, go ahead.
Yeah, the rock is
Can we
a plot
tell?
point.
Oh,
Oh,
Can we tell from the fork in the tunnel whether one is going up and one is going down? Like, is the level of the tunnel? Is there any way we can tell from just feeling around, using our full senses, whether or not what is one heading up as if heading up to the surface and the other one's going down, or are they both at the same level?
All right. So you're welcome to come take a look. So we'll say as you kind of walk down and look, let me zoom out. You can see that one goes down here. This one goes down here as you get there, and then this one kind of continues on here.
oh, dead end.
cool. A corpse. I smell a corpse with my perception. That is what that is, right? Let's go right. I say we go right.
Always start with the dead end. Always start with the dead end. Yep,
Cool.
All right.
check that out.
Happy with that?
So you guys. All right.
So we're going right.
So
I'm
you guys
just going
can
to chant
actually-
under my breath, just to mark my lady luck while we're going there, just to bless our endeavours.
So it was a good idea.
Yes,
So
please.
down here, if you were to zoom in on this corpse, since I made this map, I kind of put the skeleton. Rather, it's not a corpse. if you were to, I made this map, so anything you kind of see here is what you find. So you find an axe, a battle axe, and a pickaxe if you were to look on this corpse. Skeleton.
Nothing more further on his person, just a bunch of bones.
Yep. That's it.
Wild poop on a stick. Okay.
But he does have a pickaxe and he does have an axe. So he was doing something down here. This could be one of the raiders, one of the residents of Ravenhorn, could be one of the adventurers. It's a bit on the shorter side, so it could be a dwarf.
No, it's clearly been there quite a long time from the look of it. Can we ascertain anything from the person's height from what's left of their sort of skeleton?
Yeah. Just make a medicine check for me, please.
What check?
Tinra can make a medicine check.
Oh, medicine.
Medicine check. I just can't remember. I'll just go back to the sheet just to say.
Mm-hmm. No, just a regular medicine check. Yeah, 16 is pretty good.
16 is good.
So you determined based on the height of the skeleton that it was indeed a dwarf skeleton.
A dwarf
I guess the
underground.
beard
Who would
would
have
be
thought?
How?
What? The beard survives.
I think hair takes a long time to. I gotta double check, but I think it takes a long time to actually go completely away. So there's remnants of long hair and beard hair there. Yeah. So yeah, dwarf was down here. Could be one of the adventurers.
So Tinra is going to approach the skeleton with respect and just pray over it just for a few solemn moments to mark their passing, which obviously quite a long time ago. And then after she's done that, she's going to see is there any identifying marks on the items. It might be that he belongs to a clan or something. There might be something on there which will identify the owner.
Yes, actually, if you want to know the clan, I have. Where are they? I actually have notes on these.
Hey, I zoomed in on that axe. I
Almara
didn't see
be
any markings.
praised. I'm just going to say, Almara be praised. I'm just going to say that now, just to add to the levity. Well, people could start edging away now if they want.
There's no room to edge away.
Okay.
At this point, we notice the skeletons are edging away. Just off, really.
All right, so you determine after finding the markings on his weapons and his remaining armor, you find a pendant on there as well. He belongs to the Earthward clan, which is one of the dwarven clans.
Should we rob the corpse or just leave us all as it is?
There's a pickaxe. There is a pendant on there as well. It's not worth much. It's just a clan symbol. And then there's the battle axe there as well. That's the only thing of note of this particular skeleton.
Does it look as if the pickaxe has been used in any of the walls around this bit?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check, please.
$23.
Nice.
So it's been a few years since this dwarf was down here using this axe. You can tell kind of from where you entered this little tunnel here. Around the sides, there's a little bit of a buildup of dirt and stone. So you presume that he got trapped down here and tried to dig his way out, and then something got to him before he'd make it completely out. So there was likely a tunnel collapse that he had to use his pickaxe to escape from. So there's some remnants of that around the entrance, and then obviously it's open, so something presumably got in as he was either just escaping or before he could escape. Something got him down here.
Drums in the deep.
I actually used that.
In the pickaxe.
I used the drums in the deep reference in another one of my campaigns.
Oh, do you? Khazad-dûm. Nice. Okay, so
Tinra's going to respectfully say we take the items because, for one thing, the pickaxe could be used as a weapon as we're in confined space.
Well,
It
we might
He might be
need to
able
go
to return
out.
that to his clan.
It could. Pickaxe wouldn't really do much damage. It's not an official weapon, so it would deal a delightfully astounding amount of damage of 1d4. Or possibly 1d6.
I was just thinking, Valentil doesn't have any weapons at the moment, does he? Maybe. Do you want to take the other item then?
Doesn't have a weapon yet. He does have
Are you allowed-
spells.
do you have what?
Yeah, we could get surprised though. And
I'll have you know
good.
these are registered as lethal weapons.
I'm just picturing a wizard encountering something, and instead of using his spells at range, he walks up to it and haha, and hits it with his pickaxe.
No, but we could be surprised. You might not get time if that other creature was moving too fast for us to actually to cast, wasn't it, in time? So I was just thinking, if we get another one of those fast creatures, you might not get a moment to cast a spell.
It'd be good to take it anyway, just in case we get cornered ourselves down here. Dig our way out.
All right.
So we are going to rob the coast. Amira, bless us as we pilfer this gentleman.
Not robbing, because if we find any of his clanmates, we can return the items later. So, Arnie, do you want to take one item and I take one item?
Yeah.
As Sir over there is just going to use his fists.
And my fingers. Little lightning here.
All right. So whoever wants to pick up the items, you can add a battle axe to your inventory. We can also do this later. We can just write it down and then add it after the fact, and then have a miner's pick.
Okay,
I think that's what they call it.
And miner's pick. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just make a note of them,
So
and then
you
we'll
guys have
decide who has it later.
Yeah. Just to keep things moving with, instead of worrying about the logistics of how do I add to my inventory. All right.
We'll just do it later.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all you find on this guy. I don't think. Yeah, there's no gold either. Sweet. All right. So this tunnel has been investigated.
Well, half done.
Yeah. We are true investigators. I mean, do we just want to go around further to the right then, or?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well do.
All right. So you guys head on to the right, and you notice as you kind of get down that tunnel there. Oh, before I forget, because I forgot about this last time. Rhino lit you when he cast his magic, and you were all enchanted by his playing. And some of you saw him. Yes. I think only Arnu saw him as a lizard folk. The effect of that, I explained before we get to that. Move on. Anyways, I forgot to tell you guys what it was. He starts speaking anytime he tries to speak common or a language he knows. He is speaking a language he doesn't know. So anytime he speaks, he is speaking Dwarvish right now. So Valentil, I believe you're the one who speaks Dwarvish. So anytime he speaks, you're the only one who understands him. So you're like, oh, okay, he's just speaking Dwarvish. Awesome. But the rest of you guys, I don't think you guys speak Dwarvish. So he's just speaking in tongues, basically, which is unusual. And this goes on for only 10 minutes, and then it ends.
Okay.
But that was the effect of his magic, like a random, kind of like a wild magic for a sorcerer. It's like a random effect that happens, the result of what happened when he played. So he starts speaking a language he doesn't actually know.
So he and I are having this really awesome conversation about the questions of the universe, and you two are just ignoring both of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You thought right? It's nice. That's kind of what it sounds like, Chica. Scottish gibberish.
I just speak so ways that we can all understand. Okay, cool. Well,
before I forget about that more. So yeah, as you guys get down the tunnel here, you notice that there is a very large husk-like looking thing. It kind of looks like, I will ping where it is. Right kind of where this skeleton's bones are. You notice there seems to be a large object that looks like something. If you would like to investigate it.
I see a large object that looks like something. What do you suppose it is?
It looks like a snakeskin, basically. A molt.
Never mind, I don't want to know.
It's nice.
But it is very massive. Like, huge.
Okay.
Not what I expected, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Can we do a little unraveling just to see what the diameter of the snakeskin would be, like how big the snake actually would be?
Sure, yeah. And as you do so, I guess two of you kind of grab the ends of it, and maybe the other two kind of expand it widthwise, and it takes up the entire tunnel. Like widthwise. Like diameter. Girth.
This strikes me as a bad place to be all of a sudden.
And then lengthwise, you determine that, let's see, how big would it be? In this case, just a piece of it. It's only a small fragment of it, so it is only about 3 feet long.
Oh, okay. It's like it's been shed by an actual snake. Yes, I'm feeling less keen about going further.
Yeah. Well, if we get lucky, we'll come on it from behind, and we can just hack away at it piece by piece until we get to the head and kill it off. So there's a small chance we could have the advantage because it can't turn around very easily. So
It made these tunnels. What if it then loops back around and comes to Rumba, finds us from the back?
Yeah. Could be, but I am using your guys' stealth check from before as kind of like a baseline. Like, I'm not going to make you re-roll a stealth check every time you want to move down a tunnel. So the average of 15 or 16, you guys have been pretty quiet, so you haven't, as far as you know, alerted anything to your presence.
Yeah, we could continue stealthily.
Right.
There's Tinra who's still staying behind Valentil at the moment.
Is that a pile of bones ahead?
The bones, presumably they're just like from its meal or something like that, of a creature.
No beard or other identifying marks, per se?
No beard on these bones.
Okay.
Especially that pelvic bone there. No beard on the pelvic bone.
Well, that's probably interesting. Okay. All right. Well, not loving our progress here, but just do you want to keep going? I feel like we're digging our own grave here.
I mean, does that mean the borrowing things are taking advantage of the snake's tunnel rather than having dug it themselves?
That's what it seems like. They're kind of piggybacking off the big worm.
Possibly.
But nobody's mentioned a sighting of a giant worm or snake creature, so it does make me wonder how aggressive it is. You think it might have come up on the surface already, but not one word mention of a Sarlacc-esque type monster, so I'm not, which is peculiar.
True. It is true. maybe it just stays down here.
Yeah, perhaps there's stupid adventurers that just come down often enough to give it a good meal every once in a while. Not us, though. Not us.
No.
We're so...
No, not us.
I'm sure it's nice and friendly, really. Just misunderstood.
Right. All right, so Rhino is going to keep up the in the rear, correct? That's Rhino. We got you in the rear.
Sure.
I'm kind of thinking it'd probably be good to have the wolf creature in the front, right? I mean, for better visibility. I'm kidding, of course. I wouldn't sacrifice you like that. All right, let's just keep going then. Screw it. YOLO.
Makes sense.
Oh no, modern slang.
No, that's Elven tongue.
Yeah,
That's
that's
ancient
what you said.
for be brave. YOLO. That's
YOLO. It's like a battle cry. YOLO.
exactly. Charge.
Yeah. So guys, come around the corner. Let me get my eraser tool here.
Oh no, somebody's gonna die. Oh, that's revealing
No.
the map. Okay.
Just revealing the map. There we go.
Okay. Right. What is that there?
A creature.
Okay.
The remains of a creature.
I don't suppose it's about a tunnel width in diameter and 3 feet long.
No. Let's see here. If anyone wants to see if they can identify the creature that the snake's skin belongs to,
Yep.
Damn.
I see the ranger. Arnu might have been kind of involved in the wilds. Might have heard stories about this. Valentil, you've been around a lot. Valentil and Arnu, please make a nature check.
Okay.
13.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. 7.
7. Okay. With a 13, you recognize that something about this size likely belongs to a basilisk.
And for those at home who don't know what a basilisk is, how about a refresher on that?
Yeah, and a basilisk in D&D and other fantasy settings are different things. In my lore, it is a serpentine creature. It is a creature that, if you look at its gaze, some basilisks, it either kills you outright, paralyzes you, petrifies you, frightens you. Like it stuns you. Depending on the basilisk, looking into its eyes does different things. So it's hard to know based on the skin what kind of basilisk it is. But it is a basilisk that could potentially be quite dangerous here. And from what you see from the remains of this creature in front of you, we'll just carry on the check before you guys would recognize that this is a Lizosaur, which is like a large velociraptor type creature. Like 6 feet tall, kind of 7 feet tall kind of thing. It's basically the velociraptors from Jurassic Park, slightly bigger.
Mm-hmm.
In my lore, it's a Lizosaur. So they're typically hunting packs, but one of them is down here.
To quote my friend Landor Calrizendor, this deal is getting worse all the time. We've got giant worms, velociraptors, and dead dwarfs.
Yeah.
Anybody up for just
leaving?
No.
Yeah, this might not be the best way to find those borrowers.
No, I'm just wondering, because there's been no talk in the town of any of these creatures. Can we tell how long ago is there any way we can tell from examining the surroundings how long ago this fight took place? I mean, obviously, it must have been quite a while ago.
This, I know it's a skeleton on the map, but in reality, it is the remains of it's kind of rotting. so it's still relatively fresh.
Oh, so it's rotting, so it's still fresh then. That's even more concerning.
Yeah, still relatively fresh. If you want to know, let's see, like more precisely how long it's been here, you can, but it is a relatively fresh corpse.
Yeah,
Let's-
not a fan of this. Not a fan.
Yeah. Considering we came here purely to try and get in the Wizard's Tower, I'm feeling less keen about carrying on. Don't fancy being turned to stone anytime soon.
Yeah. So, reverse course?
Yeah.
Perhaps?
Do we
Yeah,
reverse
yeah.
course, but just look at that left tunnel before we head back completely? Just have a quick look down there, because we haven't been down that one, had we?
Famous last words.
So
Let's
let's-
just take one quick little look.
So
Okay,
are you
we'll take
investigating
a
this one
majority
here,
vote on it, shall we?
or this one?
There was a tunnel further back where we before we found the first corpse, wasn't there? Left-hand tunnel. I'll go with the majority vote.
Okay, so you're saying
That
go
one
back to the first fork?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Do-do-do-do-do.
So you guys get all the way back there, not a problem.
I'm not running away. I'm just making. All right. So you want to
Why
go
is it-
this north, or what appears to be north?
Ooh,
I guess.
ooh.
Huh?
Yeah, so this way, wrong one. Gotta get the eraser again. So if you go down this tunnel, you would
Ooh.
see all this stuff.
Oh yeah, let's go look at that thing. The gnarly, twisted corpse of a giant, apparently.
Giant? Oh yeah, sorry. When I was making this map, I had a different scale. And unfortunately I had to rescale it. So things aren't to scale, is what I'm saying. It is a normal-sized humanoid creature in there.
Well, in that case, I don't care. Oh no.
And if you were to look on this corpse, Arnu is just pacing back and forth down there.
Yeah, we'll have a quick look. I noticed it's now ladies first. Tinrat's in the lead.
Oh,
There's
wow.
fair, I guess.
If you were
Tinra
to
will
look
have a
on
look.
this, Tinra, have a look. There's just a shovel and a pouch of gold on this corpse, or silver rather, coins, currency.
Might be too
And
bad.
Sorry, you cut out there. I only heard about the purse. I didn't hear what the other thing was on the corpse.
there's a shovel and a pack of silver, a pouch of silver.
Oh,
So if you pick up the pouch, you can roll a d12.
yeah, I'd like to see if the shovel's got the same markings on as the other thing, to see if they're from the same group, potentially. Sorry, what check am I doing? A wisdom
Just
one
rolling
again.
a straight d12. Just roll a d12.
D12. Okay, let me just grab that. This one.
The mini d20.
I'll just do it on the. I can't remember which one it is. I'll do it from the character sheet. I'm rolling a d12.
Yeah.
Where's that one then? I can't see where it is.
It's the mini. I like to
So
call
which
it the
check
mini
am I
d20.
doing?
Just
Okay.
no
One
check.
down
Just
the
roll a
bottom
straight d12.
Oh, right down there. You're okay. So there we go. Come on. I've clicked it and nothing's happened. Oh, there.
There's-
No one's done that.
that was something.
I can't know if you can
I have
roll
no
a
idea.
29 on a 12 d12.
No.
I know. Probably.
No,
That was
I don't
3D.
know why it did that. It was
Oh,
it
you-
froze. So I
Oh,
tried
I see
to
what
click on
happened.
it, and nothing happened. And then I clicked again, and then I clicked again. So I'll try a second time. Hopefully,
No,
it
it's
won't
okay.
lag into that.
It's okay. You clicked on it 3 times and then it rolled it 3 times. So we'll take the first one, 8. You find 8 silver pieces in the pouch.
Okay.
And a shovel. It is just an ordinary spade. It's kind of rusty a little bit. There's no markings on the shovel.
No markings on the shovel.
No, it's just if someone was digging down here in the tunnels, investigating, same as you guys.
If we find 5 more of these in the tunnel, I think it's
can't
safe
tell
to
anything
say
more
there's.
about
And
Yeah, and there's
Sorry?
a lot of turn back signs, to be honest.
So I
Yeah.
can't tell what humanoid it is from this skeleton.
It is a human.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just have everyone make one more stealth check, please? As we
Which checks are you?
What check, sorry?
Cut out again.
Just
Stealth.
another
we
stealth
do?
check, just to as you guys
Another
navigate the
stealth
rest
check,
of these tunnels.
I got a 12.
12.
Or here's-
15.
I did better this time. I got 17.
So 17 plus 15. Oops. Alright. Alright. Slightly above average stealth. Awesome. So as you guys sneak around through the rest of these tunnels, you think you're relatively hidden. Alright.
Oh dear.
So are you guys going back down, or are you guys going to investigate the top?
I think maybe leave.
Yeah.
All right, because I will say the tunnel here. Let me just point this out to you guys. This tunnel here,
Mhm.
I will say this does lead back to the surface. This one. This one.
Okay. All right.
Going north or south. I suppose it's south on this map.
South,
It's reversed,
yeah.
isn't it?
It is, yeah. So that one leads up, and then the one you came from also lead up.
All right.
Okay. So you
Well,
guys
yeah,
were
it's-
pretty well.
We can tell this from just again feeling around the surroundings. There's a slight slant up from the ground, so
Yeah, you can either see a bit of light coming down from the tunnel. You might be feeling a little bit of a draft coming up from the top. You know that this leads back to the surface.
So it's in this
okay.
this direction.
Let's try
Yeah,
it then.
exactly.
The air
All
doesn't
right,
feel as foul down here.
So as you guys round the corner, you guys rolled pretty good on yourself, all of you. Unfortunately for Rhino, I rolled a 7 on his stealth check, so he got a 9 total. So as you guys round the corner, let's see here. Oh, wrong shape. Huge. And excavate this part here. And you guys can always come back to these tunnels as well. I'll leave them in the state in which they were explored as they are. So if you want to come investigate the rest of them later on when you feel you want to, feel free. It's fine. But as you guys round the corner, you hear, kind of like throughout the walls, I know you have keen hearing and your ears are pretty close to the walls anyways with where your head is. You kind of hear this. Have any of you guys seen the second Harry Potter movie? The one
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
basilisk?
Yeah.
Do you
I
remember
wonder
the
where this is
scene
going.
where? You remember the scene where Harry is hearing the basilisk slithering through the tunnels, through the sewers?
Yeah.
You hear a similar
What
sound
direction?
coming from behind you.
Sorry,
As-
let's get moving.
As what appears behind you guys is the basilisk end. I am going to need everyone to make I believe it's a wisdom saving throw. Let me quickly double check that here.
Yippee!
Yes, I need
Yeah.
everyone to.
Oh no! But it's behind us, so it can't tell us to stone if we're not looking at it.
Yeah, so let me just double check. Blah blah blah.
I might
So
have
you
to
guys
cast
aren't
protection from
surprised.
evil soon.
So
What are we
Let me
doing?
just
A
quickly double
D20
check the
again, are
wording.
we?
yeah, hold on. Sorry. Because you're surprised. You remember that the same with the other servers. Not within 30. Okay, you're fine. So you can choose to choose. You can avert your eyes
Yes.
from these. So as you do so, you do feel compelled to look at it though, but it's not close enough yet to. Let me double check that. No, it is not quite close enough to actually forcibly compel you to look at it. So this thing is coming up behind you really fast as And it's not just a basilisk. It is a large green creature with 3 heads. It is a Hydra basilisk, and it's coming out of the tunnels, slithering toward you guys.
Well, that's just not fair. Yeah.
How does it fit 3 heads down here?
Very
Well,
compact.
It's moving slowly because it's having to bend over as well. That's why. I've rolled a 17. I don't know if that's good or not. I'll go back to my
basically, the tunnel's up there. It's relatively easy to get out. Our Nu's pretty tall, so to climb up there, if Valentil, you're pretty short, I need you to make an athletics check for climbing up out of the hole. Our Nu is up there pretty easily enough because she's so tall, so she can help you get up as well. So roll with advantage on the athletics check.
Okay, me?
Yeah.
Advantage. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I roll a 5 and a 3.
5 and a 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? 5 and a 3.
Farewell, ladies. Farewell. I go to my death.
Can Tinra, because she's quite tall, just grab him and chuck him up the hole or something? She's quite strong. Just grab you by the scruff of your neck and hurl.
Yeah, so you all are going to make it out of here, no problem. The fail just means it comes a little bit closer to you guys as you get out. So you take a little bit of extra time. Ooh, it is just outside the range.
You'll have to toss me.
So you guys all get up just in the nick of time. Let's see here. Yeah. Nope. Our Rhino is fine. Got just within range there. But he just manages to get out of there, no problem. So as you guys escape, Katla and Air are also up there, and they reach down and pull you guys up. It's like, quickly, get up here quickly, because they see you guys rushing, and they hear the noise from that. It's making a nasty, slithering, hissing noise. Your best snake noise, I guess. And it bursts up, and it tries to follow you up through the tunnel, but it stops. It's like it hits an invisible wall. It seems like Katla has cast the ward at this bottom level, so it physically can't enter the space. So it just stops, shrieks, and then backs off. And you guys are back at the top of the surface. Let me switch
You didn't mention there was a basilisk hydra down there.
The what?
Yeah.
Let's not be too ungrateful, shall we?
It's quite important. It's quite important. Have you never seen it before?
No, we have not seen it before. It's the first time we've seen it.
Well, yes, there's a basilisk hydra down there.
Well, that explains why there's been fewer burrowers coming.
Oh. Splendid then.
That makes it all right then.
Might
So
be.
wait,
Okay.
So you guys come out. Let's move you guys over here. In this particular one. This hole here. Actually, no, wait a minute. It was.
The map's gone blank for me.
It might take a few moments. It might take it's probably taking a few moments to load it. And just get Rhino on the map.
Wait, so that tunnel actually brought us all the way back to where they were doing their initial digging?
Yes. Like I said, the scale's not perfect, but you guys would have traveled in there for some time. Long enough that it gave time for Katla to kind of cast the magic. So you guys are all out here. Did the map load in for everyone okay?
Yep.
Not yet?
It's still frozen at the moment. I just tried to reload the page. It's just taking a while. So it's not doing anything at the moment, really. I'll just have to run one of the others to move my character.
Sorry, yours is so slow. I don't know. It's sometimes weird one of those days. But anyways, you guys are back in Ravenwork.
Yeah, I'm with Arnu. So y'all didn't know you had a 3-headed basilisk monster down there. You didn't know you had velociraptors either, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Dinosaurs.
Katla?
Dinosaurs. Oh, she seems to be kind of lost in herself for a moment as I try and draw the word on the map. All right. She says, "No, this is the first." I forget her accent. This is the first time that we've heard of something such as that down in the tunnels. We do know that there are lithosaurs and land dragons around here. They're pretty common, but if there's one in the tunnels, that can only mean that the basilisk got one.
Well, it's horrible. Don't go down there. It's probably doing a good job keeping the wars away by itself, to be honest. I feel like we can leave that section.
But it can kill you if you look at it. We need to get rid of it.
Don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
Fair enough.
Right. I say,
Yeah,
I say,
so
we all
let
put
it
on
be. I'm sure it's
blindfolds.
minding its own business down there.
Sometimes it's best to just leave dangerous things where they are. It won't. If you don't bother it won't bother you.
It's
Sorry,
minding its own business down there. I'm sure it's perfectly happy.
Valentil, you had something as well?
Okay.
Jesse, I think you had started to say something.
Well, yeah, I mean, so it tried to come up. So apparently there's only one point of exit. There's only one, what do you call that? I can't remember the name of it. Egress, the point of egress. Are there any other tunnels that you know of that come out on the surface? Because that it clearly wanted to come up here. I don't know why it's hanging down there, but it could come up here and maul you all to death in a matter of moments if there's another entryway that is not warded.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know enough about basilisk behavior to determine whether or not it will hunt on the surface or if it prefers to stick in underground tunnels. But I do know enough that it must have a lair somewhere. Who knows where that is? But in terms of exit points, first of all, for you guys, there's the one that you entered, the hole there. So you know there's one there. And you know there is a few other holes pocketed between that hole and this hole. So there are a few other exit points. And she continues, but I don't think it will come on the surface and attack us. It hasn't before, and well, luckily my ward stopped it this time. And it hasn't yet.
Well, it's your backyard. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Any other creatures, perhaps, that you might not have mentioned in our first encounter that you might want to make us bring us abreast of today, right now, at this particular moment?
Well, there's the variety of undead. So you have the Blighthound burrowers. You have the regular, just typical Rotblight spawn. They're pretty much lesser undead. So those guys, they don't really have eyes or mouth. They kind of look like they're made out of spider webs. We call those ones Rotblight spawn. And then there's the greater Rotblight spawn, which are slightly more dangerous variations of those. There's the Blighthound horrors, which have 4 legs and 2 extra appendages coming out of their backs. There are the Flesh Weavers, which are larger, more spider-like Draugr that make webs out of the flesh of the dead. And there's a few other types as well, but mostly just variations of the undead that are corrupted by the Rotblight.
With also the lizard velociraptor things.
Land dragons and lithosaurs, yes, they live around all over Varhan. They're pretty common. Valentil would also know that these are very common types of
Okay.
creatures. Land dragons are a type of drake. They're like 8 feet tall. And lysosaurs can either be like a few feet tall, couple feet, to like 6 or 7 feet tall. Lysosaurs are your pack hunters, like velociraptors, and your land dragons are more intelligent. Is what makes them a dragon is that they have higher intelligence than the other dragon-like creatures, which are known as dracoids. So the lysosaurs are dracoids, dragon-like creatures, and then the land dragons are drakes, have higher intelligence. They hunt in pairs.
Yeah. So in terms of understanding lethality, like would they be equivalent to like us encountering like a human, like in our mindset, like encountering a bear, or these like actual like dragons, like we should be running afraid from them because they're freaking terrifying and badass.
So the lysosaurs are more like wolves.
Okay.
That kind of idea, that kind of threat level, or even jackals, depending if they're the smaller ones.
Okay.
Or dingoes. And then the land dragons are more than a bear. More than a wolf, more like a bear.
Okay. But some finger lightning to take care of them.
Yeah, and then as you discuss the dracoids and the land dragons, Katla also mentions that there's also a Draco bear somewhere in Featherwood. It hasn't wandered close to town, but we know it's there.
And what is that now?
Or in the wood, did you say?
The woods, a Draco bear in the woods. A very large,
Okay, I just want to check.
draconic-like bear. It's basically like a polar bear, just a bit bigger than that, except covered in scales. Same
Does it
shape.
ever venture into the village to scavenge, or does it tend to keep to itself?
It tends to stay in the woods.
There are a lot of problems around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draco bears are dangerous.
But we have a saying, don't poke the Draco bear. So I would not terribly keen on facing that sucker at the moment.
And upstate.
No.
So
What do we
I'd like
do?
to go back to try and get into the Wizard's Tower again, because we've not really. We thought we went down the tunnels to try and actually see if there was a way up into the Wizard's Tower. There were some tunnels next to it, weren't there?
right, yeah, because we wanted to find out if the wizard is in there.
Yeah, I want to ask Catler, has anyone tried to get into the Wizard's Tower since he's been missing? You aware it's
No.
warded?
No, everyone respects the wizard. Usually he locks up the tower for safety. If he's locked it up, it means there's either he's inside doing frivolous research, or he's away. And we know he's missing, so we don't know if he was planning on going on an expedition and had to lock up his wizard's tower, or if he's inside. Have you guys investigated it? Did you determine where he was?
We tried, but it seemed to be protected, warded almost.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he hasn't been seen in the village, he would have had to. If he was actually there and able to move at will, he would have come out to get provisions from time to time. He does to eat and drink, but he could be trapped in there, for all we know. There might be clues to what to how he went missing.
Now, especially if his experiments were frivolous.
I just realized you said "you guys," and again brought modern slang into fantasy. You folks,
lords and ladies.
Lords and ladies. All right. So there's not much left to explore in the town other than the general store here, which has just basic adventuring supplies. And then there's the longhouse up there. And then, of course, the taverns over there, and then the hut is over here.
You know, I'm curious about the longhouse. How about if we take a quick gander there? It seems to be relatively close.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just wouldn't mind me in there real quick, see what there is to see in the longhouse.
All right, so you guys make it over there, no problem. You don't need to move your tokens on the map. We can go full screen on Discord for this theater of mine. I don't have an interior of the longhouse. So I'll just describe what it looks like inside when you get there.
Is anyone else having that it's cutting out quite a lot? Because I'm hearing only every other word, because I don't know if anyone else is having any bad sort of connectivity as well. So I'm hearing like words missing.
It cuts out occasionally, but most of it I'm getting. Majority I'm getting.
Must be a bad internet day everywhere. So make it to the longhouse, and when you enter the wooden doors, sorry, it's cutting out, Denise. But there is basically a central fire pit, quite long, with a table kind of around it, like a banquet, like a feast kind of set up. And then in the north and south sides of the longhouse, you have two separate rooms. If you were to go in the south room, you would find a table with a map on it. And then in the other room is the Yoroskona's quarters. So there's a bedroom in there and that kind of thing. And then there's another room on the other side, the eastern side of the longhouse. And there's also if you were to go outside, there is kind of like the cellar doors that are kind of like on the ground that you open. That leads to the brig, the prison. And inside the longhouse, there's Yorskon Ravina, a few other warriors in there, just a handful, but not a whole lot of other folks going on there. There's some general townspeople in there as well, which are known as Carls, the peasant class, essentially peasants, milling about in there. Some of the villagers, a few children running around, playing with some toys or playing a game of cards or dice or something like that. But that is all that is in the tunnel, the longhouse. My brain is still stuck in that tunnel.
Hopefully there's no basilisks in the longhouse, for crying out loud. All right. Okay. So you say the southern room has a desk with a map on it. I meander.
Look at that.
Yeah. But I do have an air of superiority because these are Carls we're amongst, and I'm better than them. So I walk with a little bit of my nose in the air because I am somewhat of an elitist compared to them. So.
All right. So the haughty Valentio wanders into the map room. A few of the warriors just kind of nod at you. They know of you or who you are and that kind of thing. All you guys. Word would have gotten around that there's new adventurers in town hoping to help us. Huzzah!
Fresh meat.
Exactly. For the basilisk. So, you do look at the map, and you kind of recognize some of the locations, but it's all written in Vorse, which is the native language, basically Old Norse.
Okay.
But at least you have a visual reference. So that's in this room. There's not a whole lot of other stuff. Just some barrels and crates of some provisions, wine barrels.
What's the mood like in here? Is it pressing or?
There's just a few candles lit, illuminating the area. There's no one else in this room. It just seems to be the planning room. You can kind of see there's a couple drawings. There's a little bit of a circle drawn around Ravenhorn.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess if anyone who wants to try and discern what all the words potentially mean and what the drawings on the map, the markings mean, you could welcome to investigate the map with an investigation check.
Yes.
Give it a shot. Don't know.
So either one of you can roll with advantage if you're helping each other, or both can roll separately. It's up to you.
I'll help you.
Okay,
All right.
so hang on, it was off. Okay, that's much better. All right, thank you for the advantage.
16.
Dirty 20.
16.
Dirty 20 is very good. So
Nice.
you can make out some of the names based on a few of the letters, based on what you've heard explained by Yoskonov Revian. You can kind of put two and two together. So actually, I can pull up this map here. The islands. There we go. It might take a couple moments to load. There we go. So we can zoom right in on Ravenhorn. The circle kind of around Ravenhorn is depicting the spread of the Rotblight. So you can kind of see all the areas affected. So you can see the trading post that was mentioned last time. You can see, not on this map, but on the map you guys are looking at, you can see Raven's Landing, which is the trading post. You can see...
Sorry, I can't see anything at the moment. My mind's frozen. I'm just going to take a short break because my sister needs a word. But you carry on, and I'll just have it on speaker. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, the restroom's down the hall to your left there. We'll see in a bit.
Perfect. So yeah, you don't see that on this map because I haven't added it in yet. I will soon, hopefully. But there's Raven's Landing on the map to the north. This is what you see on the map. You're looking in front of you on the table. If you look to the east, that is where you're going to find Ravenhenge, which is where Helga said she performed her rituals and went out there to pray, essentially. And then you see to the western side, you see the coast with some markings over there near Raven's Perch, which is a statue of Hugin and Munin, the ravens of Odin. And there's also a shrine down in the cliff there as well. You see it spread kind of out in that direction. You see it encompassing Featherwood to the south.
Okay.
And so the big circle kind of around where the Rotblight has spread.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
It seems to be about it. On this map, though, you also see a few other locations of interest. There's Odin's Eyrie, which is a temple dedicated to the ravens of Odin. And you also notice the Raven Peak Mountains on the map. And that is pretty much all this particular map encompasses. It's just the overall surrounding regions of Ravenhorn, all the way to the Raven Peak Mountains.
Okay. Alrighty. I move on from the map room into, I guess, the main area and ask the same question that was asked before. Like, what is the overall? Like you said, the children are playing and everything, but everybody else, how are they? Do they seem dejected? Do they seem aloof? Do they seem like they're out of their brains, or are they just kind of there?
Yeah, so they're certainly not approaching you guys directly. The atmosphere is definitely that of a downtrodden sort. People are definitely feeling quite anxious and fearful of what happened in Ravenhorn. They are the only ones who have stuck around, though. So either it was by necessity or they're too stubborn to leave the only home they have. Either way, they're all going to be in here. So you see all that dejection. But you also see determination in some people's eyes as well as you look around. Like we will eventually get this, and with the adventurers' help, perhaps we stand a chance.
Okay. Well, yeah. What? Well, we know. I would mention talking to the Mrs. Jarl, but I don't think with whatever enchantment she's got on her, she doesn't see. I don't think she's going to be any further help here. She kind of buggered out from the tavern, so I don't know if there's anything else. Did you want to try to talk to the people in there, or we just kind of seems like they're not going to know much more than anybody else?
For sake of simplicity, they would tell you very similar information.
Right.
Yeah. So one of them might mention that there's the warlock and shield maiden kind of guarding the western gate as some of the only two folks that are actually out in Ravenhorn, other than Katla and Er.
Oh.
So those two, the warlock, I have the names, I think Thiri and Leistein, they guard the western gate. So whenever a Blighthound Berber kind of erupts from the dirt, they're there to fight it.
Oh,
okay. So they've been fighting for a long time.
And if they're still alive, that means they're pretty good at it. So that's actually encouraging. You said they're the western gate?
Western gate, yeah.
It might be worth checking out.
The gate just in front of the ward.
Oh, wait. So they were within shouting distance when we were with Katla and all those folks?
They could potentially hear you, but it is a little bit of a ways away.
Okay.
You were more on the south side, and then the north side, they're in the middle.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah, on the way. We'll go ahead. Perfect timing. Just popped out of the loo in the inn. I do want to check out the brig on our way out. Just kind of want to pop in there and see what refuse may be down there.
Ooh. Always a bunch of refuse in the brig. Okay. So let me put that here. So you go into the brig. You ask to in the brig. They're like, sure. Especially you, Valentil, because your bounty target is down here in the brig. Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so you go to the brig. You locate the cell relatively enough. You definitely recognize who Zenak is. He's, I think I mentioned he's a Pyrrhion. He's from Beckerdals. So that region of the world is reminiscent of the Middle East. So they kind of have that ethnicity and appearance as well. Zenak. Egyptian, Mediterranean, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's the brig treating you, Zenak?
All right. So you look in, you see him. He's kind of leaning against the far wall, kind of with his arms kind of wrapped around his knees, and he kind of looks up at you slowly. He's like, "Oh, better than up there," he says.
Right. Well, I can understand that. A few things that we've seen are quite unattractive to the eye, to be certain. What exactly did you encounter? And I know you were running away, and I kind of rescued you inadvertently as I captured you. You're welcome, by the way. What exactly did you see? What were you running from? How many heads did it have?
So he was fleeing from the mainland across the sea. So, just for context for everyone else, depending on how much Valentil would have told the rest of you guys, but basically Valentil pursued this, if I may, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Valentil pursued this criminal, essentially, who stole the volcanic egg from Ravenhorn. And this particular thief had made it all the way back to the mainland, which is about a week to 2 weeks by ship. Made it all the way back there. Had a strange change of heart and went all the way back across. Pursued, hot on his tails, I guess because he has 2 tails, by Valentil. He does not have tails. And the two met each other as Valentil was entering Ravenhorn, and Zenak the thief was escaping from Ravenhorn, kind of like in a panic, essentially. So that's where the context for this particular question comes from, is what did you see? Essentially, I'm assuming the question is directed at, like, what did you see to make you want to return the egg?
Yes.
Is that where your question is? Okay. Rather than why is he fleeing the town? Yeah. Because he already returned the egg and was allowed to go. Or maybe he snuck in and returned it stealthily. He didn't tell you any of that information. So with that context in mind, he says, I saw the horrors of the Rotblight. There was an infected that came across one of the ships and it devastated the harbor town. After seeing the effects take hold, all the bodies were burned, and after ensuring that the rotblight wouldn't spread around the harbor town anymore, I couldn't take it. I had to return the egg. I had to bring everything back, put it back, everything into the way it was. Yeah, and he kind of trails off and kind of puts his head back in his knees. He feels pretty remorseful for what he did after seeing, because he's just a petty thief. He steals things. He doesn't witness horror very often.
Well then. Okay. All right. So
yeah.
The volcanic egg that you pilfered there before you gave it back, did it do anything for you? Was it you rub it and gives you wishes, or was it like what was the intention behind taking that egg?
I don't know what my client wanted it for. All I know is that he wanted it, so I procured it for him. The only thing I can tell you is it felt kind of warm in my hands.
Yeah.
Very smooth. For context, the volcanic egg is a slightly larger... It's slightly larger than an ostrich egg in terms of size. And it is made out of pure obsidian glass. Kind of orangish in color, though. And it is a family heirloom of Yorskona Ravina and her family, been passed down from each chief.
Oh, so she's got it now.
Yeah, she would have it.
Oh. Okay. All right. So you're just planning on staying down here in perpetuity then?
Yes. This is the best outcome I could have ever hoped for, given what I stole. But after what I've seen, I'd rather be in here. I saw black ichor oozing out of bodies, reanimating them into undead abominations. I couldn't deal with that. I had to get away.
Oh, there goes my appetite.
And if that means being held in here, so be it. It's more than I ever deserve. All
right. Well, glad you've your career path has taken you to a place that you feel comfortable with, and you got three hots and a koch, as they say. So all in all, that as well, I suppose. Yeah, you're the easiest mark I ever had. So appreciate you partnering with me to make that happen. Wish you all the best.
He begins to laugh and cry in the corner, his hands and his face in his knees.
I was just getting kind of sad here. Shall we continue on to the West Gate?
All right. So and he doesn't say anything as you leave. While that's happening, though, is there anything else folks wanted to do while Valentine was having this conversation, or was everyone kind of bearing witness to the questionnaire? That's not even close to the right word. The tiny interrogation.
Tinra was just listening in. Yeah, Tinra was just listening in.
Listening in, yeah. Taking in the information.
Although was he implying that stealing the egg has something to do with the blight, or was it just superstition that made him think bringing it back would help?
That is all he told you guys.
Okay.
You get a sense, though, from what you guys know, from what's been told, that whether Zenak believes it or not, from what you guys have been able to determine, is that the volcanic egg isn't related to the rot blight. It is one of the rewards promised for curing it. So the Jarl Skona is willing to give up a priceless family heirloom for something like this.
Okay. Reeks of desperation. And I can see why. This is the crappiest village I've ever encountered in my long years. Okay. All right. What is it? I'm forgetting the names.
Yeah. Let's see. Would you like me to? What names?
What?
Like where are you going? Maybe I can help.
What well, I guess the warlock and the.
Yes.
Warlock, was it?
Yes,
Let's do it.
the warlock
Okay.
and the warlock and the shield maiden, who's a warrior.
There we go.
A fighter. You have the shield maiden. Her name is. I was about to say Tinra. It is not Tinra.
That'd be a heck of a coincidence.
It is. Yeah, it is Theory.
Multitasking. I've got a second job. So
Yeah.
what was the name?
Theory.
Theory.
Yeah.
And the
Or
warlock's
diary.
name?
Hypothesis.
This was a little bit
Was
hypothesis.
that
And the warlock's name is White
Fireina, did you say?
Theory.
Oh, so Theory's the warlock's name.
Theory's the shield maiden.
Oh, hang on. They both sound too similar to me. Okay, Theory is
And then
the shield maiden. Who's the warlock again?
And the warlock is Oystein.
Oystein.
Kind of like oyster, I guess, but with an I.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So Oystein is the male warlock, and then Theory is the female shield maiden.
And they've been
Or battle.
guarding. Did you say it was the west perimeter?
Yeah, they've been guarding the western gate from the Blighthound burrowers that erupt there. And they've been doing it since basically they've shown up. The burrowers have shown up. So they've been there for a number of months.
Okay, so good
And they're still
to get some tips about how to kill them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hit them until they stop moving. All right, so you guys, if you're finished with the longhouse, you guys make it to the gate, and then you see the warlock. He is a well-built dude, and he has long black hair and a big black beard as well, wearing his chainmail armor, and he wields 2 hand axes. And then Fury is wielding a long sword, and she is wearing some chainmail as well. And she has long blonde hair.
I'm guessing she also has a shield, right? Being a shield made down all.
Shield's on her back, yep.
Okay. All right.
And they say, "Hey, ho, well met, friend," says the warlock, Oystein. "Friends, what can I do for you on this fine day?"
How goes the fight on this side?
"Excellent. We slew another one this morning. Barely put up a fight."
What variation was that you fought off?
And he gestures down, and you see one of the Bloodhound burrowers on the ground. Like that.
Did you know there was a basilisk, Hydra basilisk in those tunnels?
I did not, but now I do.
Yeah, be careful.
I don't plan on going down there. But if there is one down there, that's and his face falls a bit. That's bad news. That means it came all the way from its lair to here for some reason. It's very unusual. I might have to investigate.
I don't recommend that. Don't recommend the investigation part of it. Unless it's from a distance, like where you're standing now. Just, thinking about it. Just out of curiosity, you slow this creature here with ease. You have any methodology? We understand you all are the expert nasty creature killing peoples. How do you go about killing these things? What's your stratagem?
And this fairy pipes up, and she says, "Well, the best way I found is to hack off its legs so it can't move around, and then go for the head.
Okay.
And tag team it. Work really close together. Have one person with a shield, kind of deflecting its attacks, drawing its attention, while the other one flanks it from the rear."
Just a quick refresher. Anybody else in our party have a shield?
Yes. I believe Tinra has a shield.
I think Tinra does.
Good.
Let's have a look. Clerics normally do, don't they?
Yeah, they normally do. Shield and their whatever weapon. I think you picked a mace or something like that. Bonk it on the head.
Yeah, I've got a mace. Yeah.
But as magic user, Valentil would also know there's not just like physical shields. There are little wards, shields potentially that can be learned as well to cast magic, like a magic shield in that way. Yes. I think you have the shield spell. I know it's technically a reaction, but that would allow you to make a check using your spellcasting ability to like kind of change how you cast it for a specific instance.
Okay. Oh
yeah,
I do see that.
Yeah, because essentially it's a reaction when you get hit, but I would allow slight manipulation of how it works for a different benefit. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm totally fine with Tinra being our meat shield. I mean, for being at the vanguard of our assault. That's.
I have every confidence in my Lady Almara. I'm sure she'll keep me safe.
As you mention this, everyone starts to leave. I'm kidding.
Right. I think I left something at the back of the brig.
But as you guys are having this conversation with these two people who seem to be very full of life despite all the death around them. Let's see. Arnu, you have a high enough passive perception to notice this.
Uh-oh.
Standing just on the other side of the ward is a figure. Just standing there. Wearing... He looks humanoid in shape, it does. Where its armor is all black. Hood covering its face. A helmet covering over top of its head, obscuring part of its face. But you can see its jaw is misshapen and partially dislocated. Its eyes sunken in, and it is just staring at you.
Do you all see that?
Oh, says the warlock. Oh, yes, it's him again.
What?
Him who?
What is it?
Who
We
might that
call
be?
him. We call him the Observer. That's because that's all he seems to do, is just stand there. He seems to have more intelligence than the other mindless creatures we faced.
Have you tried attacking him?
You can try right now.
No, have you tried attacking him before?
No, that would be foolish. The ward's in the way.
Yes.
Ha.
Hmm. So he's never tried to get in, just stand there?
He just stands there. As far as we know, he hasn't gotten out.
Right, but he could be helping inform the attacks going on. If he's an enemy, he should be slain with great prejudice. Why is he allowed to live?
Well, we don't really want to go in there.
So it's cowardice then.
Survivability, yes.
A little.
Not just the two of us. We would need a larger party. Because as soon as we
I'm not
enter
sure
there,
that's an entirely fair comment.
we're going to be swarmed with undead.
How long's he been turning up?
Since the beginning.
Oh, well, that must be irritating.
He seems to have some type of sway over these people.
Right.
So he's been turning up since the very beginning. But all the other undead, they were coming from a different direction, weren't they? When they're coming from the tomb.
Yes, everything was coming from the tomb.
But he
Presumably.
came to that particular location every time.
He just wanders around. We only see him here, basically, at the perimeter. He just stares and watches us, sometimes from a bit farther in, sometimes from right up close like he is now. He stops to look at him. The observer continues to observe. But we suspect he came from the tomb. But his armor is covered in like the weird webs that you see around here. And it's been good. We can't recognize his armor. We don't know. We presume he's one of the dead we buried in the tomb, but we don't know who.
Creepy. So I'm guessing my character, or at least our characters, would know the limitations. So I'm just curious. Wards as a function, does any physical, magical, does anything get through those at all, or they're just essentially just impervious to everything?
This particular ward, make an Arcana check, Valentil.
Golly day. 10.
10. 10 is enough to know this particular type of ward comes from... It's essentially like a version of the spell Private Sanctum, where things can't be like teleported in. It's kind of like a Globe of Invulnerability as well, where essentially if you cast a spell at it, the spells can't go through. In this case, it also prevents melee attacks from going through. It prevents physical interaction from like walking through the ward as well. The cool thing is as well, which Olestein mentions to you, is it also seems to prevent incorporeal beings like ghosts from phasing through the ward. And as he says this, you guys look through the ward. It's kind of shimmering a bit. The observer is still continuing just to stand there, staring at you guys. But you do see a few phantoms drifting throughout Blighthorn as well. And some ghosts as well. Phantoms and ghosts.
So we're
just
not...
for some... sorry, we'll get right back to that. Sorry, Jesse. But Valentil would know, Tinner would know, possibly Arnu would know as well. Been out in the world. Keep forgetting that Rhinal's here as well. But phantoms are physical manifestations of memories from a corpse. So whatever their most recent memories are, they manifest as a phantom. So they kind of drift around, kind of regaling the final thoughts they had, the final tale of their being. So they're pretty passive for the most part. Sometimes their memories kind of twist them into being hostile, but their phantoms are pretty passive beings. And then ghosts are the opposite. Ghosts are like very hostile, seeking vengeance, wanna possess you. I was gonna say get inside you. They want to possess you.
Burrowing.
Yeah, they're the ones that haunt as well. So yeah, ghosts are the hostile ones. Phantoms are the passive ones.
Okay, and they
Can we
can't
actually
harm
hear
us.
any of the phantoms?
Sorry, Denise.
Sorry, can we hear any of the phantoms that are? Because you said some of them floating around near the observer.
Yes, so they are within the ward. I forgot to mention there's no sound that can seemingly escape from this ward as well. It seems to either muffle or block sound. So they're kind of drifting through. The phantoms and ghosts are drifting. If they were speaking, you can't hear them.
Okay, so no clue there then. Right.
Yeah. If you were to put your ear to the word, you might hear something like, but nothing comprehensible.
I think I heard wow, that dwarf guy looks amazing. I think that's what I heard him say, but oh well, it's fine. Okay.
Not what I
Oh, I see how it is. All right, so we're not getting to the observer anytime soon then, apparently, because we can't get through the ward. If we go roundabout, we're just going to be walking through a death trap to get there. So
yes, I'd recommend waiting until you have learned more about the nature of this rock blight, maybe gathered more allies, or maybe gained some more experience with dealing with these creatures.
So let me ask you.
Tinra would like to. Oh no. Okay, Tinra just wants to ask: have you, when the first undead arrived out of the tomb, did anyone do an expedition into the tomb to see if what corpses were actually from the local corpses were still in situ? I'm just wondering if that might give a clue about this observer, if it's somebody from the tomb, as to who's missing.
So we did send an expedition into the tomb. And the expedition did not come out of the tomb. Anything that went in did not come out. It's very frustrating, actually. We would like to know more, but we just don't. The wizard knows a lot, but he doesn't tend to share. He's arrogant in that way.
Yeah, he's missing now.
Yes, and
Is there any? Is there? How far away is the tomb from? How deep into the infected territory is it? I'm just wondering if there's some quick way we could maybe at least have a look at it from the outside.
We'll get to that in just a moment. Sorry, Kate, you had a question. Anu had a question.
Warlock, do you have any idea how to get into the wizard's tower? It seems like we really should get in there to find maybe there's some information that would be useful.
There's a question: how far in the tomb? Can you get in the tower? Valentil, did you have a question?
Yes. Oh crap! Gone completely. I'll circle back around.
Okay. So to answer the first question, the Raven's End, Ravendeer, is at the far end of the ward, far end of Blighthorn. Now, granted, the ward does extend a bit beyond where the tomb is, but essentially the tomb was at the far end of Ravenhorn proper. But in terms of getting into the wizard tower, to answer your question, Wolf, lass, it is protected by an arcane lock, so unless you know the knock spell or some other way to dispel the lock, there is no way to get inside. I'm sure the wizard has set up defenses if they were ever to collapse.
Starting to really hate wards. Not gonna lie, they're
Ward.
pain in the.
Yeah.
Like if they
Valentil says, as someone who can cast warded magic.
What are you saying?
Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
Who was that? Sorry?
Tinra was just gonna. Okay, Tinra was just gonna ask. Do you know whether or not, if we tried to get in there, what sort of level of injury we could incur? Did he ever talk about the protections? You said they're obviously boards, but
Well, I don't know. I can't say for sure. Archwizard Hraven isn't very forthcoming with any information. He keeps things to himself.
He's a bit
Whether
of
or
a
not you want to call them, whether or not you want to call them, and well, he does share, but only when he's doubly sure that he's correct. But from him, there could be anything in there. He is a very powerful observation wizard. I'm sure he has tricks up his sleeve to anyone who tries to interfere now. As far as I know, he just has his research in there. So he locks it up pretty good, which is curious in itself that he doesn't want anyone else seeing his research.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Some folks say he's the one who actually caused this rotblight, but I don't believe that.
Yeah.
At least I don't believe he would ever deliberately.
So in order to get into the tower, we need a wizard.
Yes. The arcane locks are password protected. If you know the password, you can suppress the lock for a time.
Who's had the guessing password?
Yeah, how many investigation checks?
Sherbert lemon. Oh, it didn't work? Oh.
I try 1.4 million combinations.
Oh, that would take you years.
We might be able to exhaust the magic that's on there, though. If we find a way to trigger it repeatedly, it might have an expiration of however many times it actually we trigger it. So we might be able to exhaust the magic. It might be worth trying to just get in there.
Please throw rocks at it
with all. Let me double check here. Where'd it go? That is.
Because everything else is very scary.
I think this is our main. This is our main lead. I just feel that it's our main lead. His research might give us some clues.
Well, the last time I saw the wizard and arch-sorcerer Diotla, I believe they were on the fringes of Featherwood, which is the woods to the south. They went over there either to check on the ward or fight something, maybe to check on the Draco Bear. Well, we know that it's in there, and we do know that Whitehound Bearers escaped and have run amok throughout some of the territories. But we do know that any that entered the Featherwood have not been seen anywhere else, so the Draco Bear likely demolished them.
So let me ask you: in your encounters with these creatures, have you found anything that either A, repels them, or B, allows you to be relatively untargeted? Like, is their eyesight perhaps based on movement? Are they keen on smells, or is there really no correlation between any of those things?
Well, these things, they don't necessarily see very good, these particular burrowers, but they, if we make too much noise, or we make too much move too much, they can seem to sense a bit of our vibrations at a limited range. Tremor sense.
So in theory, if we had a vibration creating mechanism like a bell or something like that, they could be drawn to that. They don't necessarily care if it's a organic creature or not.
No, any sound.
There we go. So we can have things to distract them as we move around. If we can create some vibrating things, which good vibrations.
To be clear, the good vibrations will summon them, and then as soon as they see you, they will attack.
But what if we're not vibrating?
You're always vibrating.
Oh, no, now I'm going to debate residential with RSR. Take
You
my
know,
chance
said his
against
own
it.
joke.
Yeah.
No, if you're still and staring at them, they will still attack you if they can see you.
Right. Okay.
They seem to have a couple senses.
It's a pity none of us have illusion magic, and then because otherwise we could try and impersonate the arch wizard or something and see if the ward recognised him physically, we might stand a chance of getting in the tower.
They are arcane locks. They are password protected. So you would have to
So it's not.
know
You
the
wouldn't
password.
do it by recognising him. Okay, that's a pain.
Yeah, password protected, not facial recognition, unfortunately.
I do have
Which
a
would be
mage
a
mage
cool,
hand. Yeah.
What are you going to do with that mage hand?
Nothing. So what? Is this the only place where the burrows come out? These happen to be where you all are standing, or are there people just like yourselves that are protecting other places in the vicinity?
They seem to pop up on the western side of the wall the most often. Every once in a while, they pop up inside the village, and we deal with them there. But they have stopped recently being as frequent. But well, now we suspect that it's because of the hydrobasilisk. So thanks for that information. We're not going to go down and fight it because we would die instantly, soon as looking at it. But maybe if we were blindfolded, we would stand a chance. But not the two of us. So yeah, we have to stay here. Unfortunately, we have to guard this gate at least until Katla has finished completely casting her magic. So, if you want to go to the Featherwood and see if you can find any traces of the wizard and the sorcerer, that would be, well, at least one step in some direction.
You're technically not wrong.
I mean,
Featherwood.
There seems to be there's no location around here where people haven't gone in and never come out again. So I guess we're just gonna have to pick one and hope for the best.
Yeah, let's. I think the Featherwood. Let's give it a go. I mean, maybe the Draco Bear's misunderstood. It might be sweet and cuddly, mightn't it?
A sweet and cuddly, super large draconic
You
boar.
never know.
If you guys are familiar with the prehistoric short-faced bear that was about 13 feet tall when rearing on its hind legs, a Draco bear can be around that size, up to 20 feet tall on its hind legs. So it's a pretty massive thing. Very
That's a
cute.
big misunderstanding.
Yeah. All right, so
it moves quite slowly.
So I've pulled up the map again, zooming in on the fringes of Featherwood here. And you'll see a couple dark spots that are kind of different than the other holes there. These are small little holes, but essentially this is where the wizard and the sorcerer were last seen. So once it's up for everyone, just let me know. And I will ping it. There we go.
Okay.
So you're welcome to move your
screen,
tokens.
but carry on anyway, and someone else.
Yeah,
I can't see
seems to
anything, so
be-
just someone else will have to move my token.
all right. So what would you guys like to do in this area?
Wait, so we're not currently in Featherwood,
Does any
right?
one of us have tracking ability?
You're currently
Yes, I
on
do.
the fringes of the Featherwood. Featherwood is where those trees are. You're welcome to go into the forest if you want. But you're welcome to investigate the outskirts first if you'd like, or you can go right into the woods.
Yeah, do any of us have tracking ability to have a look for a trail or?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that would be me.
So you can either look for tracks or any other signs of that kind of thing, and that would be survival. You can investigate the area looking for specific clues. You can either kind of wander around and see what you see. That would be a perception check, or you can thoroughly look for something specific if you want to say, maybe the wizard dropped something of his own personal, or the sorcerer dropped something of their personal belongings, you can investigate for that. So that would be an investigation check. So you have a few options of how you want to proceed. If you want to detect magic in the area, you can use a charge from your wand.
But we're done. We have one left, right? I think is. Because I think we used one
so.
on the. Yeah.
So looking for a particular path or anything.
Yeah. Oh, and for context as well, it is now in game. It is early afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've got time. Well, what if we do a little bit of column A, a little bit? We do an investigation check. We do a.
Yep.
Is there another check?
Let's have a quick general look and then try and zone in a bit more.
Yeah.
So whatever checks of those you want to make, if you want to look for tracks or that kind of thing, you can make survival. If you want to just kind of look around and see what you see, that's perception. And if you want to look for specific clues, you can investigate. You can just roll any one of those.
I rolled an 8 for survival.
All right, so we got 8 for reception, looking around. We got a 5.
That was a dismal perception check. I'm not very perceptive today.
And what would Valentine like to do?
He's going to investigate. But he rolled a 9, so he's not terribly excited about investigating, apparently.
All right, and 9 total.
Just remind me again about the advantage. Is that... Do I roll differently? I can't remember.
Yes, I think. Let's see. Let's double check. I think it's advantage. Hold on, let me do. It's for something specific. I think it's involving smell.
Right.
So if you want to, get right down there and sniff the ground.
Sure.
Then you can have advantage.
I forget what that actually does.
Just roll it again in this case.
Okay. It's much better. 24.
Nice.
24. Yeah. So after looking around, Arnu's like, I can't see anything. Sniffs the ground, and then you catch a bit of a scent as well. But I will say, the thing all you guys notice as well, is that the grass here specifically appears to be, because it's a little bit longer, it appears to be kind of blown out in like a circle kind of way. So as if like a heavy wind, I don't know if you've ever seen a grassy field after a heavy windstorm, but the grass is kind of flattened by the wind. That's what a certain circular region of this area looks like as well. And I rolled a 10 for Lionel's investigation check. So delightfully average today. So as you guys investigate around, let me clear off all of these here. Let's just get a really big one here. There we go. Working together, you manage to walk past the thing you were looking for. So you notice a glowing orb on the ground, kind of originating like the center point, and around it you see all of the grass blown from like a heavy wind that came through here, but only in a circle pattern around the orb you guys find there. It's glowing slightly. So before you go past the orb, because with the 24 scent check, essentially, it leads into the featherwood. You can follow it. But before you get there, it takes you right past the glowing orb, which is, with your passive perception or investigation, is enough to see it. So this glowing orb on the ground, Valentine, you would recognize it instantly as a wizard spellcasting focus, a wizard's orb, just sitting here in the middle of the field.
Weird.
Well, nothing to see here. Everything's perfectly normal. It's unfortunately just nothing to see. All right. Well, and do I know? What I know is there like can orbs, if they're left, are they like booby trapped? Is there a chance that it could do something, or is it typically if it's detached from its master, it's inert?
So an orb on its own without its wizard is certainly unusual. It is not booby trapped, but it's definitely concerning that it is here and the wizard is nowhere to be found.
Okay.
You know that orbs used to cast magic often maintain that magic when it's cast. It's kind of like concentrating on a spell, except any spell that originates from a particular orb is kind of like tied to the orb. So piecing that together, you would know that this orb is maintaining the ward, at least.
Okay. Meaning that if it gets moved, the ward goes away, or...
Excuse me. If it gets moved, no problem.
Okay.
So is it safe to just be left out here?
Well, in the continent, it's not necessarily... Orbs don't spontaneously explode unless they're damaged or cracked. Now, if someone were to come in and take the orb, or attempt to, and then go off with it, and then the orb is missing, that is a different issue altogether. So that'd be the main concern. But in and of itself, unless it's damaged, it is harmless.
Will we take it with us? Don't know if it's maybe the wizard would want it back if we found him.
Yeah,
I was going to ask Anu, is there any sense, if you again get down near because obviously the grass is looking like it's had a whirlwind around it, is there any scent? And that just in case it might give can you differentiate like a human scent or a creature scent?
Well, the ward is giving off some powerful magic. It is kind of obscuring any scent that would be in the area. It's kind of like overpowered. I don't know. What would magic smell like? Ozone? Probably not. But it would. It's some type of smell that is more magical in nature. There's no remnant of the wizard on the orb. But if your nose were to ever accidentally brush the orb, it would feel pretty warm to the touch. Almost like touching a hot stove, and your instinct is to instantly pull away.
Yeah.
So do you all ever get the idea? Do y'all ever wonder if we're actually alone in the universe?
Valentil wonders.
Are you pondering the orb, are you?
Was that?
I'm pondering the orb now.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the crop circles. You just never know where they came from. All right, so can I mage hand the orb? I just want to use my magic for something and pick it up.
Yep, you mage hand the orb. The mage hand can't feel burning, so it picks it up. And you bring it closer to your face, presumably. Would you like to look at it?
Yes. Yes.
Yep. All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Since you're a wizard, you will have advantage on this because you're quite familiar with orbs.
Okay, good. All right. 17.
17. So you take the mage hand. I think it only lasts a minute, so you only investigate for a minute before the mage hand vanishes and the orb falls back on the ground. But in that time, you manage to locate a single crack in the orb.
That can't be good.
Okay. Well, it's not ideal, I suppose. Okay, so small crack, but nothing's coming out from it. It doesn't look like it's breached the integrity of the orb, right?
So a cracked orb is definitely an issue because there's a lot of magic stored within the orb, and if it's radiating heat, it's only a certain amount of time before the crack kind of grows, and you swear as it falls, you kind of see it. Maybe the crack gets a little bit bigger. Can't be too sure. But you know that the orb is definitely unstable with the crack, and it's only a matter of time before the magic inside overwhelms it. Now, you do see As you look inside, strangely, it appears to be kind of like inside of a snow globe. You kind of see like a structure. You kind of see maybe mountains inside, maybe a forest, maybe a village as well, in a state of night.
Okay.
Normally, orbs have nothing in them
Oh, okay. Okay, that helps.
except swirling magical fogness.
So is that perhaps the area of effects?
Like the village, this forest, and the Raven.
Peak Mountains.
That's the one, the Raven Peak.
Kind of like a play on Ravenbeak.
Aha.
Nice.
Yeah, everything here is related to ravens and Ravenhorn for reasons.
Even Raven. Oh, yeah, Ravenhorn. I get it.
Mhm.
All right.
This seems like we have a limited time before this possibly breaks and everything gets so much worse.
It doesn't
I
seem.
don't think men. I was just thinking a men's cantrip probably isn't going to work here, is it?
Valentin, make
We need to listen
an
to hear it.
Arcana check.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Plus 5, so 25.
25 is very good. It's definitely enough to know that it's not super urgent right now. You have time. It could be weeks before this thing goes off, possibly even months. Like 2-3 months kind of thing. So you got lots of time to solve the problem before it becomes an issue. The crack is pretty minuscule. Sorry, Tinra, do you have mending prepared?
Not today, but it's another day. I
'Cause it
doubt
would
it would
allow
have an effect
the-
on it, but it might
allow us
patch
to
it for a
try.
bit and slow it down.
Yeah.
So it might be something to try on another day.
But you have time. It's not going to
Okay.
explode tomorrow.
We'll
And
sleep
because
well
of the
tonight
heat-
then.
Sorry. Kate, we'll go with you first, and then Jess.
So do we leave it here or take it? Does it look like it's supposed to just be left here, or did an accident happen?
So left there, and Jesse.
Well, that's actually what I was going to ask. So you're saying it's hot to the touch. So without using some kind of whatever, we really can't physically take it with us for any system. I mean, unless I mage hand it every minute, we're not going to be able to really. We couldn't take it with us feasibly because it's so hot, right? Or is that is it just warm?
Yeah. So both your questions related. It is very hot to the touch. It is like a very hot stove. So if you were to put it on like a gauntlet, for example, it would eventually kind of seep through there. Like when you take your oven mitt and you hold a hot stone for too long, it eventually gets through. So eventually it would be too hot to the touch. A mage hand, if you wanted to cast it every minute to bring it into the longhouse, you can. And they can have it placed somewhere. So that is an option. The other option is to leave it here, possibly cover it up. But if you were to pick it up with your bare hand, ouch.
Ouch. Okay. All right. Well, as much as a pain in the butt an escort mission can be, I mean, just getting it to the longhouse, just because if we cover it up, all they got to do is uncover it, and we're screwed. So, I think if we're going to do anything with it, huh?
Sorry, because that was the Eye of Sauron when they open it. But yeah, if they cover it up. Sorry about that. But before you do that, you can still follow the scent trail into the forest before you bring that back.
Okay.
Everyone
What's that?
remember where it is.
Yeah.
We'll come back for it.
Yeah. So you can either take it now and then come back, or you can investigate the woods and then come back.
I think let's just go and investigate.
We
'Cause,
investigate. It's not going anywhere, is it, at the moment?
Currently, it's not.
They're not there. Yeah.
But you know
Alright,
what's going
so
to happen. We're going to
investigate
do
the-
that. yeah, we come back and it's gone, I'm going to shake my fist. All right. Anyway, let's go.
So
Well,
so
we
you
could hide
investigate
it before we move it. We
cover
could
it with
hide it and then go
foliage.
and look at the woods. Yeah, put some foliage over it.
Yeah, easy enough
Well,
to do. Um,
when that burst into flame,
nothing seems to happen.
okay, cool.
It's not burning the grass. It's only been wind blown.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So you investigate. We'll carry that 24 onward. Like, we're not gonna make you re-roll that. You find the thing to which the scent belongs, and you investigate a bush. And inside that bush, you see an unconscious figure wearing a purple and black robe with long blonde hair down to just past her shoulders, lying unconscious in the bush that you find.
Right. Well,
I could do some
drag
healing
them
on
out
them.
the bush.
There.
Drag them out the bush.
All right. So there's healing and there's diagnosing what's going on. So if you want to make Arnu, if you wanted to, and Tinra as well, if you want to do it together, you can first make a medicine check if you want to, or you can just try straight up healing magic.
I'll do a medicine check first.
Medicine check first? Okay. So you're both welcome to, or if you want to just in some way help each other, you can describe me
That's
how
not
that
very
works.
good, is it? 11.
11?
Not great.
Yeah, I can help by just dragging her out into a more open area and holding her still, bracing.
Sure. Yeah, we'll count that. So roll again, Tinra. For medicine. 19.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
It's very good. So a 19 is enough to know that we'll include this as well. It's enough to know that healing magic won't necessarily work on this particular case, because she, for one, appears to be in a comatose state, but not by any injury to the head or brain or anything like that. She seems to be missing a part of herself deep within herself. It seems potentially part of her is missing. Not her physical self.
This is interesting.
Her hands
Maybe
are
it's
all
something
there.
similar to what... Yeah, it might be something. So it's something in her soul or spirit that's missing, and maybe it's something she'll have amnesia similar to the seer. Be interesting to see. So normal healing magic isn't going to work.
is there a way to? Go ahead.
I've got I need to check my spells because I think I've got something that allows somebody, if they're unconscious, to regain consciousness. Just a sec.
Well, Denise is checking that. Valentil, what insight do you have? You look like you wanted to say something.
Oh, no, I was just. Is there a way when somebody is like, since we're able to see that the coma is resulting from a lack of, like, a part of her is broken off? Is there a way to track that? Any way to locate that, or is it all we can tell is that there's something not there?
Yeah. There's no current way to track that.
Okay.
It is feasible to think that it's related to the orb in some way. It's definitely very strange that it's there and that it appears to be something inside it.
So spare the dying just allows you to stabilize somebody if they're unconscious, so that they don't perish. We don't know to what degree she could still die if she's in a coma.
Yeah, you're welcome to cast that.
Necromancy. I might as well just cast it just to stabilize her.
Yeah.
I'll take it off my sheet.
It's there. It's an at-will spell. It's you can cast it any number of times in a day. So spare the dying.
It does no harm. I'll just cast it on her just to keep her stable.
Yeah. So you know at least that she is in a coma but stable. She's not in dire straits. Peace of mind.
Her
So I'm
description doesn't
thinking-
match anyone that we know, does it? That we've heard of
No.
so far. Just thinking about her description.
Wait, didn't the
Or was
mage
it the-
or the wizard have a... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Was it a cleric?
Yeah, he had a partner, right? Or somebody associated with him?
Yeah.
That would be Archsorcerer Theotha.
Yes. So
Well,
I'm thinking... Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe we should take both her and the orc back to the village. Maybe someone can have some advice and help the warlock, maybe, or the.
Yeah, it's if we're going to do anything, clearly she's beyond our aid. We can't really do much to her, and probably leaving in here isn't the greatest idea either. I say we smash the orb and see what happens. Maybe it'll restore her soul to her.
Do you do that?
Who's with me?
But isn't it powering a ward? Did you say?
You sure you want to do that?
I think
no,
we
we can't.
should agree to powering the wall. I think that we don't want to risk breaking the ward. We don't know, it might affect the wider ward network.
It could be a good plan, but maybe a second opinion would be.
You're all very tactful in telling me that I'm a crazy person.
Very tactful, are you?
The second opinion. It was not purely unjust, but I am curious to see what would happen. But yeah, probably not the best initial plan. Although with the basilisk underground, I don't know that we even need to worry about the ward network because it's just going to gobble up all of the guys burrowing around. But clearly, cooler heads should prevail. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to just go ahead and bring back what we found so far?
Maybe we should now that we've got an all-round and unconscious person. Maybe we should bring them back.
I'd like to keep going, but I think we can't leave her there. I mean, what if some more of these undead turn up on a pizza or something?
It's not that far back to the village, is it?
No, it's only a few minutes.
And they might be able to tell us who she is. I think we take her back. They might be able to say who she is.
Like fireman's lifter.
I can help carry her because Tinra's quite tall and stocky, so she can help as well.
And we keep agreeing, but Rhino's there too, and he can help out. So you guys can like carry her together, and then Valentina can repeatedly cast Mage Hand to carry this orb all the way back to
What's that, Rhino? You want to carry it yourself? Okay, you're welcome to it, sir. Rhino burns his hands to a cinder as he carries the orb. I'm kidding. I'll Mage Hand it. That's what you get for not showing up, Joe.
Yeah. So Rhino casts Mage Hand himself, and then he carries it.
That's true.
Because Joe's not here. So anyone
Right.
who's not here, they've got plot armor, haven't they?
Well, yeah, we have odd ending, yeah.
That's true.
Even no rogue arrow was ever blue. So everyone is in the same state. So making back to a lot of no problem. Things pretty straightforward. They don't make any skin on the orb. So they basically place it on a little pedestal and like a pillow. They wait till it burns through. Nothing happens. So it's sitting there, protected. And then they rush. They say, "Oh my goodness, we found our Theotha. Quick, bring her in." And they bring her into the map room, clear the map off, lay her down on the table there. Some blankets and a pillow, nice and comfortable, make sure she's warm. And basically in a coma, so she's going to be able to get that until something changes.
Like we break you on.
Make an arcana check.
18.
So you're really nice and giving them together. You know that our wizard is in abjuration wizard, so we specialize in kind of passing words and that kind of stuff. Regarding the wind pattern, you put two and two together that feels like must be a wind magic user or a wind sorcerer. Someone who has wind magic as their elemental magic. Where TLDL uses lightning, TLDL uses wind.
Okay. So with her issue there, her wind could be broken, so she'd
something happened. Something happened that created a large blast that resulted in war. The orb sitting in the middle of the clearing with the grass blowing all around it like a tornado or cyclone that didn't deliver for 6 seconds.
So she broke winds. Sorry.
I don't really heard this mini tornado that's hit the area. We don't really heard it.
No, it's more like a blast, like a large gap on top of wind, like it's an instantaneous effect, essentially.
Right, but no sound.
Okay. And we're assuming there's nobody, because nobody spoke up, none of the people have any way to reach her or do anything with her. Like, there's nobody that's apt in any way to actually do anything other than just give her pillows and give her a place to sleep until she, okay.
Yeah. And the wind magic isn't thunder magic, so it wouldn't have made a loud boom. It's more like the force of God. So it's much more like what I could have done for someone that would have heard it. Essentially. And it's not lightning. Thunder is not lightning. Oh, God.
I think we hit a vein here, folks. We hit a vein. All right. Well, so Ben?
Yeah, so those are the two leads. So you found the sorcerer. I've not found the wizard. You found his orb, though, and inside his orb is a weird village. There's no way to enter that village.
So should we go and explore the forest further? See if...
Let's see if we can find him. He might be unconscious, mightn't he?
Yeah, if he left his orb behind. Is that?
And after speaking... Go ahead, sir.
I was just asking what she said.
Well, I think he might have been unconscious as well somewhere, so it might be worth us going back.
And as you also describe what happened and what you found to Joskona Glavina, who helped facilitate the whole situation, she tells you, well, maybe that would be a good time to seek Unravelling at Ozabattery. He is the dragon.
What? Sorry, who?
Dragon of Illuminance. He's the one who very occasionally gets involved in their mortals. He is currently at Odin's Eyrie. Odin's Eyrie. Eyrie, yeah.
Eyrie. What's the drag guy's name again?
You can just call him the Dragon of Illuminance. Or Alan Drove.
Alan Drove. Okay. I'm butchering it, but Alan Drove.
Whatever helps you remember. It's all good.
Yeah, no, that's Alan Drove. Okay. And why is his name coming up now?
He'd be the best one to try and solve this problem. It is very unique. I do not know why there's seemingly a land inside this wizard's orb, but if there's anyone who can help out and potentially crack the code, it would be him.
Poor choice of words. We're trying to avoid cracking, but I understand what you're saying. So shall we check out Alan? Alan? I forgot the second half of his name already. Dragon of Illuminance?
Dragon of Illuminance. The one who guides. The guide.
That sounds exactly what we need.
We need answers of some sort.
Yeah. And that area from the map, it's not terribly well. I can't tell like scale wise, but it didn't look like it was terribly far.
It is 2 or 3 days walk.
Oh, that's terribly far.
Okay.
So,
And in which direction? Hopefully not towards the west.
It is to the southeast.
The southeast. Is it by any chance in the same direction as that tomb that was mentioned a while ago? Not the one that the creatures came from, but there's somewhere else, isn't there? A barrow or something to the south.
Yeah, that's Barrow's End. That is more directly south, past the Raven Peak Mountains. So that is much longer away, much farther away. So it's about 2 or 3 days. No, it's about 2 or 3. The Eyrie is about 2 or 3 days from the village. The Eyrie is about 2 or 3 days from the mountains. The mountains are about a week's journey from Ravenhorn, and then Barrow's End would be probably about another week walk from there. About 2 weeks from Ravenhorn to reach Barrow's End.
Okay.
Okay.
all right. Well, I'm up for a hike.
So, nice.
Yeah.
So we got a nice hike.
Same
coming.
here.
So you're welcome to take a long rest because they'll allow you to take a long rest. So you guys can all take a long rest to replenish any spell slots you would have spent during the last day. And so you guys can take care of that. And as you guys prepare to go on this journey, you all do your little ritual things to prepare. Valentine, you take out from your pack. You take out a portable enchanting table. That's kind of like a hexagonal shape with some arcane runes written on it, and a little divot in the top center of it, where you can place your wizard's orb. So you take that there. You take out a blank enchanted book, the same kind of thing that Tinra purchased the other day. You take one of those out, open it up, and you also take out, depending which one learn, you take out either a small twig that has been from a tree that was struck by lightning. You place that on the enchanting table, and you also take out a small diamond that you've had in your pack worth about 50 gold. You place that on the enchanting table. And also, you also take the orb and kind of pull from it. Actually, that's incorrect. Sorry. In the middle of the enchanting table, a kind of like a weird void hole appears. You reach your hand into it and you pull out a rapier.
Oh!
And you're getting ready to go on a journey. We are essentially leveling up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right.
Tinra, you take out your holy symbol, the blank spell book you also purchased, and some holy water. You take out your censer, you burn some incense, you take out a similar object to Valentine. And you learn a new spell, essentially, as per the guidance of Lady Almara. You arrange some leaves marked with arcane symbols and runes, and you also take out your totem from your tribe that you have with you, which is your spellcasting focus. And you kind of sit there and meditate, the leaves swirling around you, the small breeze blowing your fur, essentially, as well. And you guys all reach level 2.
Bam. And how do I add the rapier to my attack repertoire?
So I already sneakily went ahead and added the rapier to your inventory.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's an ignium.
Yes, it is an ignium rapier. You can read the description there. Ignium is a fictional metal in my world.
It looks cool. Okay, 1d8 plus 5.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
you guys can all go to your character builders now. At the top of your character sheet, there's the hammer and anvil icon. You can give that a click. It'll bring you back to the character builder.
Okay.
So you guys make your way south. So you walk past the Featherwood or through the Featherwood through a wider trail. You emerge into some farmland. Without issue.
Just thinking we don't get attacked by the cave bear or whatever it was, the What was the
The
bear
Draco
thing?
bear?
So we've managed to get past the Draco bear without it attacking us. That's good.
Yeah, the Draco bear. As you walk past, oh look, no Draco bear. It's probably deeper in the woods.
Mm.
Truly misunderstood.
Yeah, very misunderstood.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
think you
sweet and
catch?
cuddly, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's sweet and
I
cuddly.
knew with her sweet and cuddly. I knew has a high enough passive perception would have seen maybe the glimpse of one of the cubs running back in the other direction, but there was no issue. All
Yeah.
right. So as you guys walk through the farmland, you walk past a farm that is kind of close to the road. There's just a little bit of a driveway that kind of extends into the farmhouse and the crops growing in the garden. And actually, I think it's over here. Yeah, there's the entrance. Throw you over there. Why not? So as you walk up, if you walk past the walk past the farm, you can either keep going, you can keep going straight to the area, or you can continue to on your way. As you walk past, you also see at the well over here. I'm not going to bother to put the token on the map, but there is an older gentleman, white hair, we're at the well, kind of yelling into the well. He's sounding very desperate, like a bit of a wail in his voice. And he's like, let me get their names so I can actually shout
Let's
names.
go help him then.
Well, hold
He's
on.
Let's go
Hold
help
on.
Well, he is Bai and Boo.
I'm a goody
Boo
two
and
shoes.
Bai.
I can't help it.
Yeah. So he yells into the well, Buford, Bay, Boo, where are you? Where are you? So he's yelling into the well.
Have you lost something?
Oh, okay. So you guys head over there. He's like, it's my granddaughter and son. They went down to the well to investigate it. It dried up. There's no water left. So we went to check on to see if there was any issues.
Why? Okay.
We don't know why it dried up. It comes from the Waving Peak wellspring. It should be feeding for straight from the snowfall melting off the mountains.
How long ago did they go down there?
It was only a day ago, maybe 2.
A day ago.
Well, so okay. Let me guy here. And why didn't you go down with them?
I am old.
Right. Yeah, look at me. Look at me. I'm adventuring at my age.
He looks
Shame
you
on
over.
you, sir.
Yeah, but you're an elf. You're much more spry than I am. I just tend to the farm. Someone has to watch it.
I know what would happen if you didn't watch the crops growing at, a fraction of a millimeter a second. Goodness gracious. All kinds of havoc would break out upon it. So are we going into the well? Is that what I'm getting here?
Sorry?
Do you need us to go down into the well?
Need us to go down. Okay. Awesome. It's like, if you could investigate, just try and find the young ones and my son. I'd greatly appreciate it.
Can we see by looking into the well how deep it is, or is it so dark down there we can't see how far
you
down
can
it goes?
It's relatively far. You can see the tiniest glimmer or glint on the surface of the soil down there, the mud, the moisture. And you can see just from the sheen of the glint
Is there
of
anything
the
visible?
moist mud there. You can see that it's not too far. The only thing you can see is the mud.
Are there any? How did they get down in the first place? Did they go down the rope, or are there like footholds down one side of the wall or something? Can we see?
Yeah, the bucket and
how they got
the
down?
rope. Exactly, the bucket and the rope has been extended all the way to the bottom, and it seems like they climbed down.
And so are these
Easy
actually
and
like
armor.
little kids that have gone down, or are they just younger than you?
They are younger. They're like teens, mid-teens.
We're coming out here to meet the Illuminati dragon, right? That's what we're actually trying to do. Do we want to take a detour for the little?
Well, we could always just go down and have a quick look around.
You never remind you that the last time we went underground, we almost got eaten by a giant 3-headed basilisk, for crying out loud. Have you forgotten that?
Not at all. No, it's burned into my memory.
Just making sure.
Yeah, it's for sense of time. At this point, you would have been walking for about an hour.
Oh, that's it? Out of our 3-day journey? Or 2-day journey?
Out of your 3-day journey. Yeah, it's been about an hour.
Oh, jeez. Steady as she goes.
If something's happened to them, they might be very close to the entrance, but he can't see. I don't necessarily mean we explore it, just go have a look.
All right.
It feels bad to leave him when he's distressed. I mean, I'm a goody two shoes, so I'm inclined to
render him unconscious then. Oh,
it's always the problem.
All right, into the well, I suppose. Yeah.
All right, so you hop into the well.
And meet a grisly end.
I mean, you land in the mud. And I'm not even going to make you guys roll for it. It's relatively straightforward.
See, already a great travesty. I've got mud all over my fine shoes. What could go wrong?
If that's the worst thing that happens to you today.
Yeah, count yourself lucky, mate.
You and your shoes.
They're artisanal.
Right.
I'm sure my lady Almara will keep us safe. I'm just saying that now because we're in an enclosed space and they can't actually run away.
All right, so the well is you can fit 2 folks side by side here in the tunnels. There's a little bit of a tunnel just before you enter. As you enter the larger cavern, there's a space, kind of where the well seems to open up into a larger cave system, which is certainly interesting, but it seems to be a cave system underneath this farm. And it's easy enough to see that there are footprints.
Can I call up to the old man and say, were you aware there was a cave down here? And just see if he can give us some information.
He's like, there's definitely a cave down there. Usually there's nothing more than bats.
Wait, wouldn't this in theory all be underwater if it hadn't dried up then?
No, the wellspring. The stream from the wellspring flows down from the mountains, and then it flows underground, and then it picks up a smaller little stream here that flows through the cave, underground, all the way to Ravenhorn.
Okay. All right.
So as you look around, there's a little bit of a stream, kind of. Maybe I can draw the path. So kind of comes just like this. Ooh, and then it goes crazy. Let's try it again.
Oh, crap. I'm getting wet now. Jeez. Okay, here we go.
That's where it would essentially come from.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's no water here. It's just muck, essentially. Moist soil.
Moist. Okay.
Can we see any footprints from when the...
Oh, yeah. We
easily.
should see footprints.
Yeah, easily. You can easily see footprints in the mud. And they lead off to a few different directions. So there's a couple footprints down this way, set of slightly smaller tracks and larger tracks. And then this way, fairly medium-sized tracks. Going this way, but you also notice, just kind of in front of you and in the few different directions you've seen throughout the mud, little shapes like something has slithered through the shape, but they are much smaller. They're not very large. They're only about a foot or two across.
So not a sign of a giant basilisk.
There's no giant basilisk down here.
Could
That
be
you can
some
see. There's no
baby
sign.
basilisks, I suppose, if we're lucky. Some baby
Not connected.
basilisks. I'm sure they look very cute.
Lucky baby for okay.
Baby basilisks.
But you never know. It could all be interconnected. Okay.
All right. Well, I don't see them. Looks like it's time to head back up.
You're all hard
Okay.
today, aren't you, sir?
Somebody.
Wouldn't be any harm in just throwing up the stream a little bit, just to, if there's any blockage.
So, yeah, well, the slithery tracks, they're kind of all over the place. Bunch of them. Kind of going out crisscross in all different directions, leading deeper into the cave. There's some tunnels that lead kind of down to where you guys enter to the left. So there's a couple smaller tunnels that lead down this way. And then there's the little tunnels that lead this way. And this way as well. And in front of you, these rocks formations that you can see, they're all there as well.
Well, if we're looking partly to see, surely the kids would be heading in the direction to see, the water to see where the blockage was, because that's why they went down there in the first place. So I think maybe we should have headed that way as well.
Well, one set of printers going that way, yeah.
Well,
I
I don't
agree,
think they'd
says
split up, would they?
Says right now. I mean, you can split up, or you can just all stay together.
I don't think the kids would split up. Is what I'm saying. Is I don't think the kids would split up.
I thought two sets of prints went one way and another set went the other.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe they were the two sets going one way, and that's the direction we should try for.
Right. So heading down to the left then as you enter. Your guys' left. Yeah. That way. So you walk down easily enough. And well, around the corner you notice that just as you get a little bit deeper, just on the other side of a little stalagmite, you see the body of presumably the father and of the younger grandchild.
We investigate what?
Yes, for sure. So
Are
you can
they
investigate the
breathing,
area.
or-
We'll go ahead and make a medicine check, and or you can make an investigation check if you'd like to look around the area, or if you want to examine them closer, you can instead.
25.
90.
Decent.
Yeah, 25 is very decent. So you are able to locate the puncture wounds on both of them, on their arms, some of them on their
there's
legs.
not vampires is there? Oh, I hope not. Oh, it could be a snake. I suppose it could be poison.
So yeah, it could be something to do with poison or venom. Yeah, you suspect. Given where the puncture wounds are, they're not on a lethal spot. They're just on the arms and legs.
Okay.
And you also notice a few bodies as well of those snake-like creatures. They're only about a few feet long, but they look like. Do you guys know what a bloodworm looks like?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like they're relatively small, but they have weird, nasty-looking teeth at the end of them. They're parasites. These things essentially
How
look
far
like
are they
bloodworms.
from? Are they actually still attached to the children, or the bodies? Were they feasting elsewhere?
So the creatures you see are larger than bloodworm by a significant scale. They're about a few feet long, and they're basically like a snake size, but with a bloodworm kind of design. They're just scaly.
Lovely.
They're quite lovely, and you notice a few of those bodies as well lying around.
But are they actually still feeding on the human bodies? That's what I'm trying to establish. I
So
appreciate it's a bit
no,
dark down there.
yeah, it's quite dark. Presumably, you make the light source again
Yeah.
to see, and you notice that they're just there. But the everything around them is just lying there. There's no movement from any of the bodies. Check a pulse with a 25, easy enough to determine that
Are they breathing? Yeah, exactly. Are they still breathing?
They are not breathing,
Oh,
unfortunately.
great. No way to save them then. Do they feel cold, as if their bodies already begin to stiffen, or is there trying to establish how long they've been dead for? Do I need to do
They've
another
only
roll
been
for that?
no, not another roll for that. We'll carry over your 25 because that's a very good roll. With the 25, they have been here for roughly a day.
Maybe we should just drag them back to the well hole so we can try and lift them back out.
Yeah, I think
again.
we'll try and get them out so you can at least bury them.
So that's
Very
two
sad,
of them.
isn't it?
The other one is still unaccounted for.
The other prince went in the direction of the stream, upstream, right?
Yeah, that direction.
Maybe just check up there, see if we come across another dead body pretty soon.
Yeah, they might have fled in another direction,
And then
mightn't
job
they?
done. And then job done.
All right. So, do you want to leave these, the father and the son here?
Well, we can drag them.
Drag them to the entrance.
We can drag
just
them to the
drag
entrance
them.
on our way up. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, easily enough done. It takes a few moments to do so, and then you follow your way up stream as well, following the tracks and the crisscross scales. The crisscross tracks of the slithery tracks, and you do notice a couple mold skins as well of the creatures, and a couple scales on the ground as well. Let's see here. All right. So as you guys walk around, you see just around the corner here. Let me get out my little ping tool. Just over here is where you see the the older daughter, kind of huddling behind very much alive, but just very frightened, kind of huddling behind the rock wall here. She sees you approach. She's there. You gotta be quiet.
Like, how quiet exactly can we talk above a whisper?
You gotta be. Shh. And then you hear a vicious wail echoing throughout the cavern. And you hear movement behind the rock wall. Let me just be clear here. I gotta get out my drawing tool. Because I don't know why these. I thought I already did this, but I guess I did not. Ooh, that's
Please let it not be a banshee. I'm just going to start praying now that it's not a banshee. Because
you
this
pray,
is
and it's more of a screech. And you know it's not a banshee. You just know something is behind. You know that there's something behind the rock wall.
Praise be to Almara. I'm just going to say that now.
Okay, and you said she's over in this area right here. Well, I don't know. You can't see it on there, but she's
right
in between the. Oh, she's right there. Okay, so she's right in front of us. Okay,
she's right in front of you. I can add a token if you want. Just a commoner token. There, right. She's right there.
Okay. Well, I say we get to the little. If whatever we're gonna do, we get the little one out of here first, and if we want to explore after that, that's fine. But we don't need her We don't need an escort mission for this, for crying out loud.
And as you debate what you want to do, around the corner, you can see it looming now, is pretty nasty looking thing. So they look similar to the creatures that you saw back the other way, but they're all kind of amalgamated into one being, one creature. It's like a mass of these creatures kind of all together, and it is huge. It is filling up quite a lot of space within the cavern. And it
Is
appears...
it a bit like, what's that dog that had many heads?
Cerberus?
Cerberus or something. A bit like that, is it? Yeah, Cerberus.
Cerberus?
The thing that's got lots of... It's a bit like that dog that's got lots of heads. It's like a creature, snaky creature with lots of heads.
Well, it has one large, like, central head, but its mouth is more like a bunch of mouths stitched together in like a ring pattern. And then the rest of these other things are kind of squirming and writhing. And these ones are not alive. They're more undead. Because as around the corner, you can see it proper now.
Oh, jeez.
Yippee.
And
You can hardly
need everyone
wait to see it.
And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Well, at least it's on a banshee, right?
It's not a banshee.
What's her name? All right. So,
Yeah, things are looking up. Things are looking up. It's not a banshee, because would it be probably be dead on the floor if it'd been wailing. Count your blessings, mate.
Yeah, that's
right,
one.
So we're rolling for initiative. Is that a D6? Oh no, hang on.
Initiative. D20. Yep, D20, and add your. It's technically your dexterity.
Oh, 3.
3. Wow.
3. That's great, isn't it? Wow.
I think I heard a 1 in there too.
Well, somebody got worse than me.
No, I got a 14.
It's not.
Oh, 14 is pretty good.
21.
I could have been wrong. I thought I heard.
Oh, you said you got 21. I was about to say that. I'm the only one who's disgraced themselves.
So I'm just getting the encounter set up on my end. Okay, that's good. And we're gonna call this mass. We're gonna save that. Let's go. Let it load. Run encounter. There we go. So. All right. Denise, what did Tinra get on her initiative? 3? I think it was 3. Yes? Okay, so 3.
It was that embarrassing. I'm going to be last then, aren't I?
Kate, what did our new get on her initiative?
21.
21. All right. And Jesse, what did Valentil get? Was that 14?
14, yep.
14. And 18. So 18 for Ryan. All right. So, Arnu, you are up first. What would you like to do?
Can you do a bonus action before doing the action?
Yep, you can do a bonus action. You can do an action, bonus action, and movement in any order. You can also break up your movement. Say if you want to move 20 feet, do something, and then 10 feet after you've done your action and your bonus action. You can do anything in that order, whatever order.
Okay. Can I try to do the Zephyr Strike bonus action?
Let's see, Zephyr Strike. Is that a bonus action or is that an action?
It says it's one bonus action casting time.
So it is. So it's a concentration spell. You concentrate on it for 1 minute. And once before the spell ends, you give yourself one weapon attack on your turn. Deals an extra 1d8 force damage on a hit. Oh, and your walking speed increases by 30 feet by the end of the turn. Yeah. So you're basically really quick.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it's only done once. But you can concentrate on it for a minute, and you can do it at any point during that duration. So you can do it now or later. Rather, let me rephrase. You can either give yourself advantage now, or you can do it on a later turn if you want to.
Oh,
But the spell is
I'll just attack it generally now then.
Okay.
With the sword.
All right, so you will run right up to it and give it a good poke.
Yep.
Can we describe it a little more aggressively than that? Le poke. Le poke.
You rolled a 15 to hit. A 15 just hits.
Okay.
All right, so roll damage. I think you're using your short sword, yes? 4 damage. All right. 4 damage. And it is piercing damage. It doesn't stick in very far. But it does get it a little bit, for sure. All right. Is that everything you'd like to do? I guess the action, bonus action, and movement.
No, I think that's it.
That's it? All right. Next, it is Rhino. What does Rhino like to do to this thing? I got it. Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, he is going to... He's going to cast Bane on this creature. I need to make a charisma saving throw. Basically, it gives it a debuff to its attack rolls.
Nice.
Yeah. And that lasts for a minute. So I need to write a charisma. Oh, this is going to go great. This thing has... that's like -2 on the check. So it fails miserably on the saving throw. And so now, now whenever I need to make an attack roll with this thing, I must subtract a d4 from the number rolled, or saving throw. So weakens it essentially.
That's good. So it's good that we've encountered another incompetent monster then, isn't it?
I'm big and dumb.
Yeah. And how far can he move? He can move... Yeah, it can move all the way over here. It's going to scoot in the corner over here. All right. Next up is Valentil.
All right. I stand nobly and cast Static Shield. Or Static Stand, sorry. Static Stand.
Static Shield.
Best
Nice.
of both worlds.
So static. I need to make I think it's a dexterity save.
Yep.
What is your spell save DC? 13?
13, yep.
That is a solid 6, so I fail.
Suck it, Trebek.
So take full
okay.
damage.
All right, and that's, 3d4s, is that right? That's...
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
That's 2, 4... Nut bunnies.
I don't know the nut bunny's number.
It's an ancient number, but that's another 4 is what that is. So 442, that's
so
10.
It's an invocation.
Yeah. You're right.
An ancient invocation, not bunnies.
Behold the nut bunnies and fear them and their terror and triumph. Okay. All right. So I did it. Haha. And now it's dead,
nice.
Right?
That's a spell well cast. It was a good amount of damage, that's for sure.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
and
I'll take that.
Yeah. Is there anything? Would you like to move anywhere on your turn, or would you like to stand? Technically, you would have had to have moved at least here to be able to see it, because there's rock walls in the way. Let me make this a bit more visible here.
Oops, sorry.
Ooh, that's a big.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
That's okay. There we go. That's the rock wall here.
Okay, so I was about line of sight.
Yeah, it's obscuring the path. Yeah. So technically, you were like about over here. So you can potentially get all the way over here if you wanted to.
Is it better for me to? I feel like if I want to go behind the wall, it might, like, for cover, that might be better. Would that
Yeah,
be?
you can do that. I'm just, yep.
So
You have up to 30 feet of movement, and you have the ruler tool, just to remind you guys, on the right hand side to measure how far you can move. Most of you guys can move 30 feet. Our new can move 40.
wait, 30 feet? Not okay. I just
You
want to
can
move
move
9.
30, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to do 8 feet just so that I'm behind the wall on a diagonal there. Or 6 feet, I guess.
Nice.
So just like this. Oops.
Nice.
Ah!
All right. So he's there. All right. It is now the Draco Worm Mass's turn. That's what this thing is.
Oof.
Yes, the little creatures scurrying around are called Draco Worms.
I could really have done
I
with
need-
actually getting a better initiative than that. So at least I'm going to be disgraced now. I'm going to be. I lose out to a Draco worm. It's embarrassing, isn't it?
I mean, I thought I rolled bad with a 4.
Yeah, no, we got that beat. Got that beat. But it's not a banshee, so.
It's not a banshee.
Yeah, things are looking up.
All right.
All right. So it still hits. So it was a crit. But technically with Bane, I'll give it this one. With the minus, with the thing. I'll say it's an 18, and it's not a crit this time. And so instead it's just going to be regular damage to our new instead of a crit. So do some damage. So you
What's a
take 4
crit?
points. A
20.
critical hit, so lots of damage.
Oh, critical, right? Okay. Critical wounds,
rolling a
yeah.
20 on a nat 20. But with the Bane, subtract it to 18. It's counting that as a regular hit instead of a crit. So our new, you take 4 points of piercing damage,
Ooh.
and it is going to. Where's my map? Let's see. It didn't like that. It didn't like the Bane. So yeah, one of them is also going to try and go for Rhino as well. 14. That misses. It just misses with its launching a venomous spit, like a spitting cobra, from one of the writhing things on its body. It seems to miss. All right, and that is all that it can do. It's not going to move anywhere. It's going to stay right where it is. All right, and now we get to Tinrad. It's Tinrad's turn.
Okay, so I'm sort of staying diagonal, so I've got partly protected by the rock formation. But my action, I was going to cast protection from evil onto Arnu, because I'm assuming it's not a good aligned creature, and that should then give Arnu. Let's see, it says here, protect against certain types of creatures, including undead, and it sounds like it is an undead. It says creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. And it says
Protection
from evil.
Protection from evil and
So
good.
concentrate. Yes, I have to
Disadvantage,
concentrate for up to 10 minutes, though.
Yeah. Nice. And it has to be a willing creature, so yeah, Arnu is definitely willing. Can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Okay,
So
Arnu, helping you over here. So,
nice. So you move, you
consent.
walk. You give her you touch her with the spell on the shoulder. She's very tall, so you have to like reach up. And then you can also
Can I do a bonus action as well?
Yeah.
Because I could have then cast Shield of Faith on myself, which is a bonus action, and adds +2 to my armor class, so I can get involved next round.
It is a bonus action. Now, Shield of Faith, where is it? Shield of Faith is also a concentration spell.
Oh, so I can't do both. Oh,
so
well.
You can't do both.
No, okay, I'll give up on that idea then. I'll edge back so that next round I can do a ranged attack then.
All right, so you're concentrating on the spell.
Yeah, I can't do anything except concentrate on protection from evil, can I? I better just keep doing that then. Keep you protected. I'll just make some outside of spitting range. I don't want to get poisoned while I'm protecting you.
All right. So, do you have? Just checking. Do you have Shield of Faith prepared?
I'm not sure actually. Can't remember. Let
Because
me
I
see
know
my
it's
back
one
to
of
the
the
sheet.
spells you know. I just want to double check. Because I know you have Healing Word and Cure Wounds.
Okay, no, I don't think I do today. But if I've got the traveling spell book, could I cast it from out there if I did have it in there? Just thinking ahead for the future.
Now it has to be. It does have to be prepared under your prepared spell slots to cast.
Okay,
But
I'll
if you
leave that for now.
want
I'll
it,
bear it in mind for future.
yeah. But if you want to, you can swap out like Healing Word or something for that spell. It's fine just for today.
Okay, I'll swap out healing word just for today. But I still have to focus on the protection for me evil anyway, don't I? So
Yeah.
I'll just have to
So
focus on that for 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it's up to you. You're welcome to switch it out if you'd like. Just because you thought that. But yeah, it has to be prepared in order to cast it.
I'll stick with the protection from evil then to keep our new to improve their armor class, and the creature's got disadvantage to attack then.
Yeah, disadvantage on attack rolls, can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. So if it was a ghost or something, you wouldn't be able to be possessed. So yeah, it doesn't look like any bonus to armor class, but definitely disadvantage on attack rolls plus the Bane. So I'm subtracting a D4 from every roll. It's pretty good. All right, excellent.
Really quick, I missed this, so maybe we just missed the opportunity. But according to my lore thing, any creature who enters the area or starts its turn in the area must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d4 lightning. So when he attacks initially, does that mean that he has to do the saving throw to be spared that?
Oh yes, I got to do the saving throw.
Okay.
Just remind me, it only. I rolled a 15, but subtracting 4, so I fail. So I take 2 to 4 damage.
So it's a 3 and a 2, 5.
So 5 more damage, and then that moat disappears. But I took some more damage. Because with the minus, I would have succeeded, but the -4 from the Bane is pretty good.
And what's the rule again? Is it? Do you need to get a 13 or better or 14 or better? 13 meets it, beats it, right? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Meets it, beats it. Perfect. Top of the round, Arnu, it's your turn.
Yep. I'm just going to hit it again, but use that advantage.
Nice. So you're going to give yourself an advantage on the attack roll for sure. So right-click on your attack roll, and then click advantage, and it will roll it twice for you. Take the higher number. Unless you'd rather use your physical dice, but you can roll it twice. 9 or a
14.
14. The 14. It's close enough. We'll give it to you this time. 14 would just miss normally, but since this thing is so huge, you managed to at least. We'll say you don't hit it with your sword directly, but your Zephyr strike does hit it. So instead of your short sword dealing the damage, you can just roll your D8 instead.
Okay. 8.
Nice.
8. So it takes 8 more damage.
Good.
Yeah. Perfect. So
I then sort of just move away slightly from it, just to be not quite so close to it.
Sure. Where would you like to? Where would you like to move? You can move your character. He's going to take an opportunity.
I think does the spell not say that you sort of?
Yeah, it's a solid 0.
That you
I rolled the nat 1, and then with the Bane, it's still just an attack roll. So it's It's not quite -1, but it's funny to call it 0. So it completely misses as you move out of the way. And you're welcome to stay there. Now this is the only way to get to it currently. So if you're at the edge there, creatures can still move through here if you're here.
Right.
But here or there. Or there.
Here or where? Sorry. I can't see that.
If you're up here,
yeah.
Your allies can still get through here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you're right up against the wall. You move away. And after a gust of wind shaped into a blade strikes one of the floppy things and deals a considerable amount of damage. Rhino's up next. He is still concentrating on Bane. Let's see, what else does he got here? I mean, he could poke it with his rapier. It already has disadvantage, and Bane. Alright, he's gonna walk up to it. 15 feet cube. Yeah, he can get 15 feet away. So he can cast, I think, at right where he is. Yeah. So he's gonna cast Thunder Wave at this thing. And I believe I need to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, that fails. Yeah, it's a 10. That fails the DC, so he's going to take all of this damage.
Go, Rhino!
Is he singing while he's after his cast as well? Just wondering.
Basically, yeah.
Comedy effect.
Oops.
Singing the victory song.
He's playing a rock anthem.
We will rock you.
Exactly. So yeah, he casts that spell, Thunder Wave. I think that's it. Fail saved. Yeah, push 10. Technically, it's pushed 10 feet away as well, even though it's massive. So it moves. That's what the spell says. So you can move all the way down here.
Okay, that actually hurt us. Darn you, Ryan, you and your poor planning.
And everyone can hear it because it emits a thunderous boom within 300 feet, which echoes throughout this cavern. Now, it doesn't say anyone else takes damage, but just the effect is massive. So if there were other creatures here, it could hear it. So it does that, pushes it away. He doesn't like being stuck in a corner, so he's going to move. Yep, he's going to move this way, and he's going to kind of tuck in behind this little cavern tunnel here. All right. Valentil, it is your turn.
All right, I guess I need to get a line of sight on this guy again, so I guess I can do that. Like, you can do the action before or after, right? Like a movement, or is that actually in lieu of my attack?
No, you can move. You can even move half of your movement or part of your movement, cast a spell, and then move the rest.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to move just, let's see. Let me see what the measurement is on that. I'm just going to move just so I got line of sight. So I guess 11 feet into the cavern here. And I mean, as far as I know, I'm only limited by my 3 spell slots, so I can cast Static Sand again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Worked like I tried last time. Static Sand!
All right. So I need to make another save. So I think it was a dexterity saving throw. So down here. That just fails.
Yes. Prepare to
again,
eat
roll the
static
15 on the dice.
So you got a
More
3,
static.
2, 1. Okay, well, 6. 6 damage.
Nice.
And he's going to have to take damage at the start of its turn, in theory, if it doesn't survive.
Awesome. They didn't like that one bit.
It frowns.
It frowns. It frowns menacingly. Alright. It is now the creature's turn.
Is it looking
That's
sorry for
everything you
itself?
want
I'm
to-
just wondering.
It's
It
not
looks sorry
quite
for
looking
itself.
sorry for itself.
It's not. So it's not looking bloodied yet then.
Not yet.
Ooh, that's not good.
Where would you like to stay there, or would you like to move to a corner or something?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to where I came from. So essentially just go 11 feet back in the same direction. So I'm right about there.
All right. Well, it's the creature's turn, and okay, it is going to. Well, the closest creature is Rhino, so it's gonna walk up.
Walk. Da, 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 da.
More like
It sounded like it was
Slither,
sauntering
sort of.
Right.
a nice little
Hello.
frolicking over there. It's gonna move over there, and it's going to do the things. Oh, or maybe it's gonna. Nah, you're all behind the wall. Yep. Another 18. So that's gonna hit. Roll the second one. Alright. Yeah, that one just hits as well. Alright, he's gonna take 2. 9. He's gonna take 9 points of damage.
Ooh, good gravy.
Ow.
And he's looking bloody. Let me put this
Damn.
token on him. There we go. So now you know. He's not looking
Nice.
great. Alright,
I hope
so
none of
that's
those are
all.
poisonous bites.
And then he's gonna do his bonus action. It's gonna scream again. Fills the cavern, and then erupting kind of. Because around you see more of those Draco worms just kind of lying on the ground, not moving, undead. And then one of them comes up over here.
Creepy little
And
turds.
it has a look. Yes, exactly. If you want, you can zoom right in and take a look at the token if you want to see what it looks like. But that is all it can do.
Okay.
So it is now Tinra's turn.
I'm still focusing on the protection from evil, aren't I? If I drop that, does that mean it's dropped for the rest of the day? Or until it, because it's up after 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, so you concentrate it for the duration, so 10 minutes is a long time in combat. Each round of combat is 6 seconds, 1 minute is 10 rounds. So for quite a long time, you can
better keep
concentrate on
doing
it.
it then.
So you can drop concentration to cast another concentration spell, but you can cast a non-concentration spell if you're still concentrating on a spell.
Right, okay, so I can cast a non-concentration spell. Okay, just a sec.
Yeah, so you can cast any other spell that doesn't have a C beside it or concentration. So you can cast Guiding Bolt, you can cast here.
Sorry,
and
Andy,
also,
so-
yes.
Yep.
Oh, I rolled a 2 on the dice, and I rolled a 4 with the Bane. Oh, I still need to make a Constitution check. I might not have Bane anymore. Nah. So Rhino drops Bane. Can't concentrate anymore after taking the hits, but I rolled a 2 on the dice, so that definitely fails the save. So
Okay.
I take 2 more.
So 2. So we're 3 more damage.
3 more damage. Alrighty. Let's see here. Yeah, it is now looking bloodied.
Yeah, buddy. Time for premature celebration. Come on, everybody. Let's do a little dance.
I was trying to find the description for Guiding Bolt. I don't know why my page is missing. Because I want to check if that was a non-concentration spell or not the Guiding Bolt one.
It is,
Can't
yep.
find the notes on it. I'll cast that on the creature then. I'm afraid I can't find what damage it does.
It's a roll to hit, and I have it up
Okay.
here for you. So it's +5 to hit for you, and then if you hit, it's 4d6.
Right, just these my dice. 15.
So 15 hits. Yep.
Okay, and then it's...
So it's 4d6.
What did you say it was?
4d6.
46. Okay, just a sec. Come on, let's have some good ones. 6, 3, 12, 5, 17.
Pretty good. It didn't like
Ooh.
that. All right. That's a pretty good
That'll
hit.
teach it to hit, my friend.
Right.
Nice. Okay, so you moved out to so you could see it to throw the
Yeah, I'd
bolt.
have to
Would
move
you like
out
to
to be able to
move
see it. So
anywhere
I'll
else?
move back again. Just back to the cover of the wall.
All right.
I don't think I've got any. I wouldn't be able to get to the rhino to drag him away, would I? While it's, I don't think I'll be able to get over there and back with him. Would I really?
No, there wouldn't be enough movement for that. All right. So now this thing. All right. So now it is the Draco worm. It is going to. Yeah, I can get there. So it is going to move here and make attack. Let's see. You're both there. 50-50 chance. Let me get my percentile. Alright, so Arnu, it's going to attack you. Creepy looking thing. Alright, so I need to make just one attack. Gonna try and bite you. Not with an @1, it's not. It misses entirely.
It's
it goes
it's
to bite
suffering
you.
from low morale, isn't it? It's got low morale from being hit so often.
You go to.
We've put it off.
Yeah, this thing hasn't even been hit before, but it goes to bite you and you just kneed in the face as a reflex. And it misses.
It's
Nice.
just so gross.
Right.
And this lady is going to. Yeah, she's just going to dash right out of there.
Hey, all right.
Flee.
Can we shout after? Can you pick up your relatives' dead bodies on the way out, just so it saves us the task later?
Oh yeah, she can see them there. Yeah, no, you hear a scream emerge from the cavern. All right, it is now Arnu's turn.
Just gonna try to attack the gross worm that attacked me.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a good roll to hit with your short sword. 13.
13.
Yeah, a 13 hits.
Nice. 7 damage.
7
Nice.
damage. You lop its head off.
Woo! Kill it, Dad.
Well done, Arnu.
I'm on it for good measure.
First blood.
All right.
Mm.
Alrighty. So that's your action.
That'll teach it.
Would you like to move anywhere?
I might move slightly this way.
All right.
Just
You can technically move all the way over here if you want to.
yeah, we do. Go about there.
Right. So now it is Rhino's turn. Does he have any tricks up his sleeve?
Well, he's bleeding profusely. That could be an asset of some kind.
Does he have to bandage? Like, I know in the version 1 you had to bandage somebody to staunch. Or does he? Or can he still attack at this stage? He's not incapacitated.
That was only when people were unconscious.
Let's see. All right, he's gonna It doesn't have much to do. You could try and knock it back, but it's pretty tanky. Yeah, he's going to use his command, and he's going to try and tell it to flee, so he can get out of there. I don't think it says humanoid. Let me double check. A creature. No. So.
Doesn't it have to understand your language, or you've got to speak in its language? A command.
Let's see. I need to double check. I guess it's considered undead, so it can't. It doesn't even work. So he's not going to do that. He's going to do his second action. He's going to try and thunder wave it out of there again. Not with a 2 on the dice. All right. So it fails its save. It takes 2 more thunder damage. 2d8 more thunder damage. So it takes 8 and 4. And it is pushed 10 feet back. It smashes into the wall. Let's see. It was here. Let's see what that does. Is that 10 feet? 5, 10. Yep. So it smashes into the wall. I'll say it takes some more bludgeoning damage from that.
Nice.
Nice one.
Boom. Massive blast of thunder wave. All right. So it smashes against the wall. It shakes. And it takes 5 more bludgeoning damage.
Sweet.
All
Go
right.
Rhino.
So, Rhino playing his instrument. He's playing metal music, so he can play thunder. That's thunder.
Thunder.
Where's he gonna go? Yeah, he's gonna move all of his movement all the way up to here. And that's all he can do. Valentil, it is your turn. Turn.
Yar, on my ship. I be at the stern.
Yar, stern.
All right, I'm going to move 15 feet here in an act of sheer bravery, standing between my damaged comrades, so that offering another target to this worm if I don't happen to kill it. But once again, for the third and last time, cast Static Sand.
Yes, I need to make another save. This time I don't subtract d4. I rolled a 4 on the dice, so he fails to save.
Woo! Oh. Okay. 7.
7 damage. It's pretty good. It's clinging to life. It's parts of itself is falling apart.
Yes. All right. And I'm going to stay there just to present a target.
Nice. I need to roll another dex save. I rolled a 3 on the dice, so take 2d4 more damage from that spell.
2.
2 total damage.
Yes.
So with a 2, he's still alive. And so he's now going to come... It's going to come towards you. And it's going to... You're all kind of lined up there. Yeah, so it's going to move over here. It's going to make its last attempt. And... All right. I'm just going to read out the description here. The mass flops on the ground, dealing damage to any creature within a 20-foot cube. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. And then you take damage on a fail or half as much on a success. So I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear that. So we're doing a dexterity throw, are we?
Yeah, a dexterity saving throw. And the DC is 13.
Ah, I fail.
All right, so let me get this
Using
here.
a D20, are we?
I think I felt
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, I've got 16. What did you say it was?
13 is the DC.
And just out of curiosity, just a refresher, I lose either way, but do we add anything? Do we add those modifiers to saving throws as well?
Yes, yeah. You're saving
Okay.
throw.
Because
You already
Arnie
did your...
No, I keep forgetting. No, I keep thinking back to the old version of D&D where you got some protection from the spell, but you don't. It's just the creature doesn't get it to attack, does it? So you're not going to get any modifier there. I just keep thinking back to that. Sorry, what did you say it was? I got 16. What do we need to get
16
to?
saves. 16 saves. Ventil, when you added your save, did you get higher than 13?
No, I got a 12.
12?
I got 11.
11. All right, anyone who failed takes 18 points of damage, bludgeoning damage. And if you succeeded on the save, take 9.
Sorry?
Okay,
Anyone
so
who
I'm
succeeded on the save takes 9 damage.
So I'm
Well, that
dead.
includes Ryan. You're unconscious.
Unconscious, yeah.
You're unconscious, but I have a cantrip that will stabilize you.
Mm-hmm. And you can also heal him. Any healing will bring him back to health.
Yeah, so
Is Ryan still up, or is he also dead?
I need to double check something here. You're
Oh,
still
yeah, he's dead.
concentrating on protection. You're doing good. Disadvantage.
Damn.
Yes. It's not an attack roll. It's more of a floppy. All right. So anyone who's down is unconscious. So we're making death saving throws. And anyone who succeeded on the save takes half them as much damage, so 9 damage.
What? We got 2 people down, have we? Arnu and Valentil.
Yeah, 2 of them down, and Ryan's down too. He was at 4 health. He's not going to succeed either.
And I need to take 9 off my health.
Yeah.
You say because it's halved.
So you're the last one standing.
Where's the health?
Good luck.
How do I take that off? How do I take it off? Is there some way to amend the health on this sheet?
Yeah. So you go to at the top, and there's a heal and damage in the box. You just type in the amount.
Damage.
And then
right. So
and then you type in the amount, and then you do damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right.
I'm so glad I stayed in the fray so that I could draw its fire. That was such a brilliant move. See if I sacrifice myself again.
You meant well.
Yeah, I just joined.
So I've got 3
casualties.
unconscious people.
Now it is still just kind of lying there.
So I need to finish it off and then heal people, basically. Can I do another
You
guiding
can.
bolt? Because I don't need to. Right, I might as well do that. Let's just grab my D20, please.
Yeah, if you
I need to make this 13. That's probably not good enough.
Let's see. I think we forgot about guiding bolt last time, because guiding bolt will give advantage on an attack roll. So since we forgot about it last time, you can roll again.
Okay.
Technically, it's for a melee attack, but
I don't know what I need to get, but let's try again. So we've got 18. That should do it,
18
shouldn't it?
hit. Yeah.
So is it 4? Is it 4d6?
Yeah.
I'll find what I've done with that piece of paper. Oh, great. 2. 5, so that's 7.
7.
4, so that's 11. 1. 12 damage.
So 12. All right, how do you
enough,
vaporize this thing if you're getting gold?
Yeah.
Thank God. I've got to heal everybody, get them conscious, they can move. So it's completely dead. It's not going to regenerate, hopefully.
No, it's you. So you hit it with your guiding bolt, you hit it right center mass, and it just kind of explodes.
That'll teach you, you git monster.
And it's no longer there.
Well, what happened to misunderstanding?
Yeah, I know. Well, I've changed my mind on it. It just hit 3 of my mates.
Just wanted a friend.
I've now got a negative. I've now got a negative view of it. Right. So who's looking the most damaged out of the piece? You're all in a bad way, aren't you? So
yeah. Before we get to that, I need everyone who's down to make a death saving throw, please. So that's roll your d20, and you need to get at least a 10.
19.
Yeah. So Ryan rolled a 2, so he failed the death save. 10 is a
10.
success. So you can mark off successes and failures. So currently Ryan has failed a save. I think you're technically out of spell slots, Tinra. But you do have Spare the Dying.
Yeah,
So
I
you
have
can't
Spare the Dying,
kill
so I'll
them.
do that on Ryan.
You can, so
Yeah,
you're out of spell slots, so you can't cast any healing magic on anyone right now with this
Okay.
magic. But you can technically cast Spare the Dying on everyone, and they're all stable.
Yeah, okay. I'll start carrying them back, won't I? Just as well, I'm tall and strong, so I can carry them back one by one. Okay, I'll cast Spare the Dying on the group just so that they've stabilised, and I'll just have to start carting them back one by one.
Yeah. So you're stabilized. I just need, just for fun, for tension.
I'll start with
Rhino?
Ryan, since he was the first one to take damage. Then I'll do Arnu, and then I'll do Valentil.
All right. Just for fun and tension, everyone who's down can make one more death saving throw.
Ooh, and we don't modify that, right? It's just a straight roll?
Yeah.
Okay, and you said that we had to beat a
17.
12?
10.
It has to beat a 10? Okay, I got 11. All right.
So that's a success. And
You got 18.
I
What
think
about Rydal?
Oh, he already stabilized him, but I'll roll for him too.
Okay.
Yeah, because as you were stabilizing him, the other two were making their save.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
So everyone's stable now. That means everyone is at default 3 successes. So everyone is unconscious, but not dying.
While no one can actually crawl away, I'm going to go praise to Almira for sparing them.
Oh, I'm back to unconscious again. Yeah.
All right. So it's probably going to
Well,
take
it was
a bit
her
of
hand
effort.
behind the guiding bolt, you see. That's what it was. Her wise hand was behind the guiding bolts.
Let's see. 3 bodies, all getting up there. Minimal help. Just for fun. Because mostly this is a duration thing, but I just want to see what happens, how well it looks, basically. Tinra, can you make an athletics check for me, please? Thank you. Words are hard.
They are indeed.
23, that's
23.
good, surely.
All right, so you muscle up everything you have, and you're able to relatively quickly get everyone back to the entrance. You're able to get yourself up the well, and you're able to get, with effort of getting everyone tied to the string. And they grab some more. The other guy, I think I had his name, Beely. Beely grabs some rope from the stable, and you make the well bucket rope a little bit stronger, so you're able to tie everyone to the rope, and you're able to get everyone up out of the well and to the farmhouse, where he thanks you very much. He knows what happened to at least one of his grandchildren are safe. Unfortunately, he has to deal with the other 2.
Can I go back and get the bodies so we can get them not decently buried for him, at least?
Yeah. In the process of getting everyone out, you would have gotten the bodies out as well. So everyone's now out of the well.
And do we have like a minimum hit point at this point, or are we still at 0?
You're at 0, but stable.
Okay.
Is there anything in my healing kit that would help them to at least become semi-conscious? The kit that I bought from the shop.
You can. Let's see. I think I actually have some stuff around his farm. Let's see. What do I got?
Cabbages.
What is it? I think you have some potions. let's see. What potions do you have? Inventory. Where are shirts? Herbalism kit. Backpack. I can't remember. I know you purchased a potion. Maybe we didn't add them.
Yeah, I purchased a potion and a healing kit, didn't I? So,
Oh, there it is.
but I thought
There
I
it
added
is.
it.
I
I can't
found the
remember where I
potion.
added it.
I found it. It's in the backpack. So it was a moonbow potion, and it's not a healing potion. Okay.
Okay.
That's all right. That's all right. So what else do we got here? Some more moonbow potions. Instead of that, okay, I'll say there's enough ingredients throughout the farm you can make a health potion. I just need a medicine check to see how potent it is. It takes a bit of time, but you can technically take as long as you need to make this using the
21.
pot and 21. Yeah, you make a pretty good healing potion.
Bubble, bubble,
And
what's it? Bubble, all that stuff. Just trying to reenact it.
Exactly. And I believe a healing potion is 2d4 plus 3. Let me double check here. Potion of healing, which in my games are called Earthshine.
And I can only administer it to one person, can't I?
2d4. So, in my games, I like to use bonus action potions, meaning if you take a bonus action to drink the potion, you roll the dice associated with the healing amount. If you take an action, you get the full healing. That means you're carefully drinking it back. So in this case, you would get a maximum of 10. So I will allow, if you want to carefully pour some of the potion into each each of your party members' mouth and have them drink it, you can restore each of them 3 hit points.
Yeah, okay, so I'll kind of raise each one up as I'm feeding it in so they don't choke and give them a little bit each, and then they can hopefully at least come to enough.
Yeah. So everyone restores 3 hit points.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's see.
Well, that was a great
I was
start.
going to say, praise be, I'm a damp hand in the kitchen.
How do I, So how do I get... I've got the failure success thing up instead of my HP. How do I get rid of that?
So if you click on the failure and successes,
Yep.
it will bring up healing and damage.
Right. So
I think you added it. Oh, I see what happened. You added it to temporary hit points. You just go to healing and 3 health. Instead of 10 HP, there should be, if you click on the failures and successes, it should bring up HP management screen.
Yep, I got that.
And then it should say current HP 0. And then underneath that, there should be healing and damage with a big plus and minus sign.
Yep.
And so in the healing box, you can type in 3.
Right.
And then apply changes.
Oh, I didn't hit apply changes. That was a problem, I think. Yeah, okay. I forgot to apply changes. Cool.
There we go.
All right. I'm healed.
Yeah. The power of Earthshine.
So if I ask nicely of the farmer whether we could stay overnight and sleep so we can get our spells back.
He says, yes.
I'm sure he's super grateful.
He's brought me my family back. It's too bad I didn't make it. Except for Bay. Bye. Except for Bye.
Well, they fought very bravely, and their courage will be remembered for years to come.
Thank you. If I was funnier, I'd make you roll a deception check.
There's no BS check in this.
There's no way he's not going to believe that. So, yeah, the house is yours. You're welcome to look around for anything. He says anything that you need is yours for the taking. Like there's water and food, like rations, that kind of stuff. There might be a few potions around here. Let's see here. There's also
That'd be
some
very
healing
helpful.
kits as well, but I don't think you need those, so I will change the healing kits
What was
there.
that?
I'm
Healing
sitting in the
kits.
chair.
Yes. I'll just tell you what's around here. If you look around, there's some food, like rations type of things. There's dried lamb,
I think we'll have
cheese,
some
and bread.
rations.
Let's see what else here. There's a potion called. Let me get to my table of potions here so I can get the right ones. Because it's a camel potion, which is an endurance potion. Alright, tables, potions.
Conjuring.
Yeah.
I need to also check. Chinra, did you roll a nat 1 at all today? I don't think so.
Sorry, did I roll what?
A nat 1 at all today?
No, I rolled a 3, didn't I? I can't remember what. Wasn't that part of the initiative roll though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Let me
Yeah, I don't
take a
think-
look here. The log. I can go through the log later. It's not a problem. Level 3. We'll just count the initiative one. Alright, we'll say you didn't for today. But when you roll a nat 1, let me know.
I think I would have noticed if I'd rolled a 1 because in our old group we used to roll 1s all the time on initiative. In fact, it was very rare for us to win initiative, so I think I'd notice if I had rolled a 1. I
Alright,
think 3 was the worst I've rolled today.
alright. Not a problem. Alright, so in this. There it is. There we go. So you find a camel potion, which is technically just in the D&D world a potion of climbing. And when you drink it, it also removes a level of exhaustion if you have it. So anyone who wants to take that can add a potion of climbing to their inventory.
Okay.
Who would be best placed to take that then?
Take it as a
Climbing uses athletics.
Yeah, I don't think that's my strong suit.
Oh, you cut out there again.
Uses athletics.
And athletics.
I mean, I could take it just to have it, and I'll just give it to whoever needs it, whatever point. I don't
Right
think I
I
would
was
use
just
it.
thinking whose.
Oh, I do
I was
have.
thinking
well, no, I
whose
have-
armor is probably allows them to be more mobile because I mean we've got different types of armor, haven't we? Who's probably the most mobile out of us?
Yeah.
And would be able to move
Yeah.
us the furthest if they had that potion.
Let's see. Rhino has a decent athletics. Anyone who's proficient in athletics can also take it.
I think why don't we give it to Rhino then?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll add that to Rhino's inventory then. All right. What else is in here is three more moonbow potions. So Chinra already has one, but there's 3 others. Basically, when you drink it, it gives you 5 temporary hit points for an hour, or until you lose them within that time. So there's 3 of those.
Oh, I'll take one.
Share them out equally among the group
Yeah.
then.
take one.
So
And
I can
Rhino
all
can
add
have
that.
one, can't he?
Yeah, I can add that in later as well. Since it's a custom potion, I'll add it later for you guys. So that each of you
Sounds
have
good.
one. Just a little extra. And that's pretty much all that's in here. Right.
Oh dear.
There we go. And then there's also some water as well, some rations for water. But that's all that's in here. Just a couple potions, some food for rations, and the ingredients that you use to make a healing potion.
Okay.
But you're welcome to stay the night, and everyone's welcome to take a long rest.
Yeah, I think we've earned one, definitely.
Anything?
While we're sitting around having dinner with our rations and stuff, can we ask him a bit more information about the area, just see if there's any hazards that he knows of in the local area?
Yes, you may. Pull out my information on that. So what would you like to ask them about specific areas, or just like a general overview of the area?
General overview of the area, really. Just if you could tell us a bit more about it, so we know what if are there any particular hazards or wild beasts that roam around while we're traveling.
Right. So he tells you a bunch of stuff. So he tells you, can do it in characters. I forget his voice already, but that's okay. So just south of here, southwest, is going to be Odin's Adder. Is the temple dedicated to Odin, Hugin, and Munin. The Raven Temple, we call it. Beyond that is the Raven Peak Mountains, which is where the Raven Peak Wellspring is. The same wellspring that feeds the well water here for the farms, and also leads a stream that leads all the way from the wellspring, down from the mountains, underground here, through Ravenhorn, all the way down to the coast. Unfortunately, it's dried up, which is still very strange. So there must be some type of dam, or the flow must be impeded in some way farther south, which is concerning. So beyond that, let's see, I got my notes here. So to the east of the wellspring, there's news about a bog that wasn't there before. We call it the Rotblight Bog. And a circle of druids went to cleanse that area, but we don't know if they were successful or not. Beyond that, we know of a necromancer who has been taking corpses anyways, and he goes on to tell you about Theobald and his activities.
Yeah, but at least we know there's only one necromancer there rather than a second one.
Yeah. And that's all the information. He tells you again about the surrounding areas with the trading post and the Ravenhenge and the coast and all those places. That seems to be all the information that he has. And then he also asked about monsters. So
yes, I was asking what creatures we might encounter on the way.
So we've heard that a new type of, well, not necessarily new, but relatively new, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Another type of undead creature corrupted by the Rotblight. We call them Blighthorn Barguests. They're hound-like creatures, ghoul-like creatures, that were mostly humanoid, but are now more resembling beasts, running on all fours while still remaining humanoid shape.
Very well. That's not sexy.
That sounds charming, doesn't it? That sounds really charming. I'm looking forward to encountering them. Hopefully they're running slowly.
Yeah. And they're wearing loincloths or something.
Just loincloths. They're golems, except they're a bit bigger. Bigger golems.
Ooh.
Let's see. So, rumored from the bog, there seems to be some type of beasts as well there. We don't really know what they are, but they look like giant camels.
Yeah.
but mixed with a boar.
What? I was wondering how they could still look like giant camels if they're mixed with boars. They would look like a.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh man, giant camels.
Camels
and
with
boars.
tusks, basically. I think maybe they're
Well,
really extra hairy camels with tusks
Or they're boars with giant humps in
and
their
a
back.
snout. Yeah.
Whatever you want to picture.
Oh, do you
It
have
will
one?
look like something.
Have they actually
Yeah.
invented it? Oh, okay. That would be interesting.
If you ever venture out that way. Let's see. What else do we got here? And that's about it. There's also an influx of rabid creatures infected by the rotbite roaming around here. Throughout the surrounding areas. I'd be careful of any large beasts.
Wait, what creatures? I didn't catch that.
Any large beasts. They seem to be
Any large beasts. Okay, they've been infected.
infected.
Or they're an unholy amalgamation of two different creatures, like the boramel and the cambor.
Camel boar.
Camelvar. Wait, camelvar. Is that a food? Well, that's an instrument. Oh well.
Probably
Camelvar.
both.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can tell I'm going to sleep well tonight thinking about all these creatures. I'm going to have a really good night's sleep.
Don't forget the I-Corp spewing out of every orifice for the nearby villages that our friend witnessed. Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah, that is everything he knows.
Wow.
Thank you, good
What a
sir. I
life.
think we will retire for the night and rest.
Yeah.
Got a hard journey ahead.
And long, hard journey ahead. And with that, I think we'll end this session there.